Hello, 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 everyone. It is Thursday, okay? And we are here with the panel, okay? Hey, ladies, how is everybody doing tonight?
Hello. How are you? How are you doing? I'm doing good over here.
Yeah, doing well.
So we're missing one member. She's out of town today, but she'll be back on our next panel. So we're gonna give Jamie some love from here. But she chilling in black, but she good, okay? But it is Thursday. I feel like it's been a long week, but a short week with a long week too.
Yeah.
And it's your time to discuss some things and have some fun or whatever. I have water because I always drink water. Is what I have. What are y'all drinking tonight? Does anybody have anything else other than my little bottle of water?
Water.
Kombucha.
Oh, we on our healthiness today.
Yes,
What?
yes, yes.
We
You
gotta
know,
have some
but
hard liquor next time.
it's always once the intro starts, I sit down and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna have water today. Matter of fact, I got two things of water today, so I didn't have to get up. But once that music, our song come in, I'm like, damn, should I have gotten
We
some
got
wine?
something to drink
Damn. Don't worry,
because
I'm
it's
gonna
a
turn my camera
party.
off and go get something. Yeah.
We should have a
Girl,
hard
listen.
liquor night.
I went out yesterday, and so I did a little bit of a lot because I drank when I was out, but then when I came home, I did some more
Mm.
Casamigos. So I'm in a place where, thank God for those little hydrate ID packs from Target. Thank God for those.
What are
And
those?
yes,
Are they like IV packs or like
IV packs, like they
boosters?
they
The
help
Okay.
liquid
with your
IV.
hydration. So, like, if you're feeling, because like I didn't even know they would work until I think I got sick or something not too long ago, and I started drinking those, and it would help. You know what I'm saying? It would
Hmm.
help. It would definitely help me get my bearings quicker because I was feeling weak. Like I couldn't do what I needed to do, and they help.
And those saved my life after my bachelorette trip on the way back from Houston.
Girl,
Tell them about
Woo!
it. They
Saved
don't
make
my
you want to
know.
life.
live. Make you want to live. So I have a couple of questions from the subscribers of all of us. Just two I thought was like real simple. You know what I'm saying? Not too deep. Somebody want to be on our bed. I'm like, we don't discuss like personal stuff and leave that be.
What
But
was they asking? You said somebody
just
what?
like when y'all meet y'all men and how I'm like, why y'all act like
Oh,
leave people see you saying stuff. I'm like, I feel like that's stuff to leave on our own channels. Like I don't want to know. I don't know what somebody wanted to, discuss about their man, their husband, their saying, leave that be. So I'm like, sometimes put it on the
Child, y'all
wall
know
over there.
me. I'm an open book.
Well, let the fifth member. So it's like, he always around here, so it's fine.
You
I
know.
mean
But the two look
they got mine on
good.
my channel. He popped up. I dropped a whole video. You can see his face.
I know, right? Did you love the video when you did you like did you lived it? So like was the video like an out of body experience seeing it,
The
for yourself?
day, the day of the wedding was outer body. So much that I forgot a bunch of stuff that happened until I saw it in the video. And when I saw it in the video, I was like, oh my gosh, like damn, I do remember that. I do remember that. Yeah, it was nice. Oh yeah. I see somebody said they cried. Man, I damn near
Oh,
wanted to cry.
So
That
did
is so
I.
sweet.
So did I.
that's so
It was
nice.
Mm,
very beautiful. It was everything. I was really, really happy that I made it. Cause yeah,
yes, it was a beautiful day.
Thank
it
you
was
for
so
Super
amazing.
Chat, Kimberly Keaton. Hey, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bitch, for Jamie and everything like that. The two questions that I have, that they asked us. One, did you ever imagine your channels being where they are now when you first started doing YouTube? But also, how do you keep from crashing and burning like many other Black YouTube panels do? And I feel like,
Don't ask
that's.
me that. No, ask me that. I have a unique answer. Go ahead, y'all.
Well, I think like for me, when I first started, I always thought like, I have a plan. So I didn't think I would get to where I am so fast, but I always felt like I would be successful. But it was like, because some people on YouTube for years and don't get a following until like years later. So that was surprising for me. So that part was kind of weird, but I always felt like, hey, look, in like 8 years, I'd be like pop, pop, popping. And it was like within like 3 years, I kind of got popular. Um, and about us not crashing and burning like many of the back YouTube panels, I feel like it's because no one here feels like we have to be the boss of it. Like we're really for individuals, but we're also a group. So it's not like we're not battling for the spotlight. I think some panels implode because it's just they don't mesh or gel well because people can just feel one way or the other. And they probably don't communicate a lot. And we talk every day. So I think our communication is amazing. And because we all are four grown women who know what we want individually and also as a group, like we have a whole plan as a group. It's not just fly by your seat of your pants, it's whatever. It's like, no, what we do is always planned. And that's the best way I think that we've not imploded. Because it's been over a year now.
Yeah, it's been over a year.
Go ahead, Necey.
Okay. I thought the second question was about our personal channels. That's why I started laughing. Okay, number one, did I imagine my channel?
Can be too.
Yeah.
You probably answered that way too. Yeah.
So, did I imagine my channel being where it is when I first started YouTube? No, not really. I didn't know what I wanted to make videos about. I just started talking about Insecure because I was talking to all my friends about the show. And I figured I would just be putting out videos to talk to my actual friends while we was on lockdown in the pandemic. And then other people start watching, but I didn't think that my channel would be where it is. I didn't think I would still be making videos. Now the second question, how do you keep from crashing and burning? I have to agree, Jay Lee, it's really not hard. Out of like all my videos that I have to do, that I have on my schedule, I'm like, sometimes it's like, damn, I have to do it. Kind of like working out. Like you never want to work out, but then once you actually get in the gym, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did it. That was so much fun. That's how I feel on my channel. But every Thursday, whenever I get with y'all, I rarely am like, damn, I don't want to do this. You know, I'm always like, oh man, I can't wait to go talk to the girls because it's just a conversation with people watching. So for crashing and burnout from my own personal channel, I know, I think I know myself well enough to, if I try to go OD and do more than what I know I'm willing to commit to, eventually I will crash and burn. So I YouTube, I do it as I feel. I try to make it a hobby. That's what I'm saying. YouTube is not my primary job. So I just try to make sure that I keep it fun and I keep it a hobby. That's pretty much it.
For me, personally, the first question, did I ever imagine?
You're a veteran, like you're a whole veteran. So even how YouTube is now, it wasn't even like that then. So like that's a whole different like era too.
Honestly, when I tell y'all, I wasn't really thinking about the future when I started doing YouTube. I just knew I wanted to do it. And now that I've been doing it for this long, and I, I'm this person in this environment, and I'm somewhat successful, I think
that I always, not somewhat. Say that again.
I mean, because there are more ways.
Take away somewhat. Say it. Say it again. Nope. Put some respect on your name. Nope.
Okay, because I am successful at this.
Period.
I feel like looking back on things, I feel like I always knew I was gonna be this person. So essentially, kinda. But realistically, no, because you could never really know. You can just kind of keep doing what you're doing and hope for the best. And that was me. And how do you keep from crashing and burning? I stay real genuine about the way I do this. So I only want to talk about shit I'm interested in talking about for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And I only review certain shows because those are the only shows I care to actually review. Right. So I only do things that I feel like doing, essentially. And because of that, I don't crash and burn. However, you can get tired or like you need a break, but I still don't feel like that means I've ever crashed and burned at this shit. I think I've been just consistently like, do. You see that burn? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you just kind of keep going.
You see the comment. You were dancing to the Beyonce dance. See, they.
Oh yeah, I used to dance all the time. I used to dance all the time. They talk because back when I was younger, that was something I just did in general. Like my mom gave me that. My mom, when I was young, my mom used to clean the house and she danced. And my mom was an actual dancer when she was young. So like she would be in the house, like doing the most, like just really dancing and shit. And I would just sit there and watch her do it. So like when I got older, that was just kind of a thing I would do to make myself feel happy in my house. Like, you know, so I would put it on video when I would do the videos just because it's like entertainment, like just doing something different, whatever I felt like doing. So that's kind of why I did that. But I don't do it as much anymore because, girl, listen, I don't have that same energy. I can't even stand up and do videos the way I used to. Niggas be stand up talking. Now it's like, bitch, I work out and I ain't about to be standing up talking. That's too much.
Who used to do that? People used to review videos.
Bondy did.
Yeah, I did. I used to be
like 11
standing. Yes, I used to stand in the bathroom.
Whenever I went back at your whenever I went back and looked at some of your old reviews, you were sitting down on the floor.
That
was standing up, like in
the very beginning. The very beginning, I would be standing up in the bathroom, like put the phone, like the first place or the second place we was in together, the first place. Yeah, that's what Love and Hip Hop Atlanta came out. And we was living in a shotgun, and I would be in the bathroom because it was the most quiet room because we had window units all up and through the house. And y'all know it's hot in New Orleans, so you can't turn no window units off so you can be quiet, you know, so I can die in here. So I would, you know, be in the bathroom because you couldn't hear the noise. But yeah, I used to be standing up. And one day I was like, yeah, I can't stand up anymore. I'm out of breath. But it would make me be more physical in whatever I was doing.
And YouTube was so different. Thank you, Randy, for the super chat. This is the only panel I keep up with. I also love you guys individually. Thank you very much. I do think YouTube was so different, and the reason we also don't crash and burn collective and individuals, because like Bonnie said, we only review what we want to. Like sometimes we like, I won't do it. I think if you try to do everything, it becomes a job, and it's not fun no more. And even the shows that we like, they get on our nerves, it's still fun to laugh and talk about what we don't like about shows. I think that's another way to not crash and burn. It's like you can't try to do something just because someone else is reviewing it. Like you have to really want to discuss it, because honey, it get dumb.
The good thing is though, we all have subscribers who don't care what we talk about. They subscribe for the personality. So that's the best part.
They watch what we talk about. Court shows, random news, random gossip. It don't matter. Little chit chat, couponing, whatever it is, they're gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's all of the thing. But we haven't done a certain thing in a long time. And then last week we was like, you know what? We should kind of touch back in to something, and something is back. Let's get to Marry, Fuck, Kill. And our first group, you know,
I saw my man in the intro. That's why I got excited.
Because we have to have Usher in there because that's Necey's boo. Okay, that's our whole boo. I was like, what if we had to choose between the black indie men who we all don't like? We had this, you know, either marry one, fuck one, or kill one. And I was like, you know, so Caesar, Ryan, and KP. Now for me,
disrespectful.
Yeah,
this is disrespectful.
But because they all should die, or because
that's exactly why.
I don't know anything about the new boy, Kyla Pratt, baby daddy.
Oh, he's terrible.
I don't know.
Oh, because you don't watch
terrible.
I watched it when it first came out a long ass time ago. Then it seemed like it went away. Then it came back.
It did. Because I think they filmed during the pandemic and then went off. KP to me is worse than C's. And Ryan. I think KP is the worst.
Wow. What? What did he do?
Oh,
everything.
Girl.
He is so mean. He is so mean, rude, misogynistic to the women in his shop. Him and his cousin KP are like the worst. Like he's worse than C's and Ted.
Tim, but Tim is not as likable or as successful on his own as Ted is. I know y'all don't think so, but that's because we can't talk about what Ted is successful at. Okay, but Ted has a level of his own like manhood. Like he's for C's and he has done things that he probably shouldn't have done for C's. But ultimately, he steps away from C's and he is his own man. KP and Tim are not the same way. Tim is somebody that follows behind KP, kind of like follow him like a blind loyalty. And then whenever other people don't have that same blind loyalty, he goes off on those people. And a lot of times it's the women in the shop because they really don't handle the men in the same way unless they feel like they can back each other up. But like Tim especially will actively go at the women and KP will kind of just sit there. But
and
this
not take nothing.
Right. But this last season, so there's a girl called Voodoo. I don't know if you remember Voodoo, but Voodoo is very mild mannered, soft spoken. She's little bitty, like she's not a rowdy person at all, you know. And she went up to them, KP and Tim, so like, cause she quit, but she went up to them and just say, "Hey, you know, it's no hard feelings. I want the best for y'all." And she got nervous and started to kind of like laugh a little bit. And he was like, "See, here you go with that ditzy dumb bitch shit, like."
No,
She's not even a confrontational type of person. So
and
she just kind of burst. Yeah, she was just kind of nervous because their energy is like hella aggressive. And
is Kyla Pratt still with him?
No.
She not with him no more, Kyla Pratt?
Nope.
No, I don't think so. But the girl burst into tears. So that should just give you a picture of what he's dealing with.
He's the absolute. I think when they first season came out, he was a little bad, but it's like, okay, it's first season. It can be nerves. Season 2, I was like, oh, so it's like y'all have 3 franchises with 3 men who are in charge, who are like assholes. But the new one is the worst. It's like if you had to like marry for a kill, like which one? Well, for me, KP would. Damn, I don't want to fuck these.
Go ahead, Julie. I'm struggling. Hand on the head.
You know what I would do? I would kill C's simply because of the history of him and how he treated not only the men but also I think he treated everybody fucked up over the years, so he could just die. And then I think I would fuck KP, and out of just sheer no choice left, I would have to marry Ryan because Ryan seemed good financially too. So I think Gimson would be rich. So yeah, I would marry Ryan, fuck KP, but I would kill C's.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I just knew that at first I was like, would I marry C's? Because he did act like a damn fool behind Duchess, and I know he will do whatever I want him to do. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I don't know about the relationship with his daughter. That's a little rocky, and he be feeling himself a little bit too much. He flipped like a light switch. So
yes,
it was no. And on top of that, out of this group of 3, would I actually want to be physical with C's? Not at all. So with that being said, he has to go. I'm gonna marry Ryan, I guess. I guess he'll look good while he
in the wedding pictures
doing me dirty.
You know?
And then I guess I'll smash KP. But one of the motivators for marrying Ryan is because isn't he a good dad? He still has a good relationship with
and he helped her with the other son, that's Jeremiah's son.
Right.
You know what B. Simone said? You're not a good man just because you're a good daddy, nigga. You know, that's what B. Simone said. I agree.
That's
factual. So, you know, we can't, you know. But, you know, if we had to,
out of the 3,
that's the deciding factor. Right. And we can't, like the way C's treat his daughter, child, you don't even have no contact with your child. I can't fuck with you. So you got to die for me. And of course, like, I'm going to fuck KP because don't nobody want no long-term nothing with that nigga. And he seemed like the type of person that if it wasn't for like his artistic shit, he probably wouldn't be able to do nothing but fuck. He one of them, you know. He give off bummy energy. It's weird.
He do.
Even though he just kind of give off. I think it's because he's always high, but not just off weed. You know, they in Cali, so niggas be just walking around high. But I feel like it seemed more like a lean type of thing sometimes. Allegedly, I don't know. I could be wrong. But that type of slowness is unattractive. But yeah, if I'm in a blend, then I guess. And of course, you know, you marry Ryan because Ryan has long-term potential and, you know, has his head on a little bit straight and has more compassion than C's, even though he's just as much of a hoe. But I don't think we've ever seen him be like C's has been. C's has been like mean about it with the women that he's been with, and I feel like it's because he's insecure versus Ryan knowing that he pretty, so he don't necessarily have to handle women a certain way. He can just kind of just detach and walk away. He don't have to be nasty about it because like nigga, I'm pretty. I don't have to be nasty. And C's is like I'm insecure, so I'm gonna be nasty.
I do think Ryan's gotten better over the years. I feel like C's hasn't. Like Ryan's still not perfect, but he's better than he was like 2 seasons ago. And I feel like C's has just never matured enough to like even realize he's done fucked up things. And that's just I'm like, he irks all my fucking nerves. Now the second group, I felt like let's get some, you know what I'm saying, some like 90s, early 2000s actors for certain roles. I know, right?
You wrong for the last picture.
Well, because I could not find for Mekhi Phifer, I could not find
you
like
couldn't find a youthful picture.
Yeah, or even the one of him now that wasn't like all weird and like look, it was. He needed better photography.
Really? Not even from Soul Food?
Because I didn't want to get any of them from like their old days. I wanted them kind of how they are now. What is the last?
Is this how Mike looks right now? I feel like Mike's head is much bigger than this now.
It is, but I want the big head one because then it would have looked weird next to Lorenz and Omar. I want to make them all look fairly.
Omar don't look like that today though. Omar Epps' face is way
That's what I'm saying.
His face is much more swollen. He kind of looks kind of like Martin did. He don't look like that.
I ain't seen that man in a while. But for Lorenz Tate, Omar Epps, and Mekhi Phifer, who, you know, I think their movies back in the day, they were like heartthrobs. I think Lorenz is still a heartthrob, not because he's like actively in different things. He looks the exact same. Like he has not aged a bit over the past 30 years. And I was just like, I don't know. It's just he's just so handsome.
Girl, I'm so mad because I had to put myself in the right mindset because I went and looked at a picture of Mekhi Phifer when he was young, and this man was he would be highly competitive if we had the ages right.
Oh yeah, when Mekhi was out back when he was Lim in Soul Food, like
that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, you couldn't find one of those because I feel like Lorenz looked the same, but Omar looked young. Yeah, you know, like back in the day. So I feel bad that we put Mekhi up here like here because like back in the day, Mekhi used to be giving you, bitch, I would dick you the fuck down energy.
But I feel like Mekhi. But I feel like Mekhi even now the grown man.
Yes, there we go. Yes,
but give see, us that young thug. That's young thug Mekhi. I want a dope grown man, you know, will pay the mortgage, Mekhi. I think that Mekhi was like, you know what I'm saying? I get some weed, some drinks or whatever. Don't fuck with good.
Pay a mortgage, girl. That's what we basing. Hold on.
Because if you're gonna marry someone,
that's what we basing this on.
If I marry someone, will they pay the mortgage, or what? Are they gonna just, you know what I'm saying, fucking leave? That's, you know what I'm saying.
All right, Jelly, you gotta go first.
Oh well, I would marry Lorenz. I would actually, damn, somebody gotta die. I didn't think about that when I was making them. I would still marry Lorenz. I'd probably fuck Omar, and I fuck Mekhi. I would fuck Omar and then kill Mekhi. Because Lorenz can't die.
Y'all bringing up
fuck Omar and kill
money making bitch. Okay. Ooh, money making bitch. Don't even talk about it.
For me,
too.
Oh, you didn't finish?
Can I fuck Mekhi before I kill him though?
No, you cannot.
It's giving Bobby Brown brother all over the place. I'm sorry.
Not Tommy Brown.
That's what it's giving. It's giving up always go be Bobby Brown brother at this age.
Yeah, it'll be married for a kill. Oh, I didn't want to kill Mekhi, but he's died. He's dead.
For me, I kind of wanted to marry Omar, but Lorenz be working currently still, so I guess I'm gonna marry Lorenz, and then you could also, you know, have the smash. As far as smash, I'm gonna smash Omar and then kill Mekhi. But I don't even feel right saying that because I'm telling you, if we was judging this on the young pictures, like
no, it can be whoever you want it to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's still a person.
Well, I'm just trying to think logically through this. So I stand by my answer by thinking logically. I'm gonna marry Lorenz when it comes to the money, smash Omar just to check that off my bucket list, and then Makai can go. But if we had the pictures, I'd probably have a different
If we had movie
option.
characters, this would be so much easier.
So which
Because we could
which
do
movie
old
character?
dog, we could do old dog, we could do when Omar was in Juice, and we can do when Makai was in Soul Food. And I
Well,
See,
feel like,
you
Omar,
know,
but Omar from Juice was a bit pussy to me. I think I prefer Omar when he
yeah,
wasn't in too deep with LL Cool J.
okay.
Because when he
He
was
still
like
was a little
undercover,
sketch. Yeah, and he was still sketch. You still couldn't trust him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to marry a fake, federale hood. That's scary. You want undercover federale hood, nigga? I can't trust you. I don't know what's going on. That's scary. I don't know who gonna pop up. So for that, if we put him in that movie, then he gotta die. And then if we think
if it is too
about
deep, he would
Makai,
die.
yeah, and if we thinking about Makai back in the day, then Makai would get fucked, and Lorenz will always get married, just because I would think Love Jones Lorenz.
Yeah.
yeah,
Play
but
me
that's
some
why I
jazz
say if it
music,
was the
nigga.
younger version, like Lorenz, to me, his younger stuff looks more baby face than like, oh,
True.
he's so fine, I want to smash. So that's why I was saying if it was the younger version, I wouldn't marry or smash Lorenz. He would be the
I
one to
feel
have to
like
go.
yeah, I feel like maybe Lorenz to me in my head became like adult men attractive in Love Jones. I do think before that it was more younger movie. I can't think of a movie before that I felt
What
like,
about the Why
oh,
Do
I
Fools
fuck him.
Fall in Love?
He was on drugs and I couldn't get into that. And he was like a kid. It was a kid vibe even then. And he was crazy and just I don't know. But I do
And
think
because the
Love
person
Jones
he
is like
played wasn't cute. Them hoes used to
yeah,
be losing their mind off that nigga because he probably had a third leg, but he wasn't cute.
Polar Tink Tink, Polar Tink Tink. But I guess they'll get fucked in real life all the time. Now the third set I have rappers. Okay, rappers. I feel like what we do. What we do with these three men: South Common, Andre 3000, and Busta Rhymes. I really feel like Busta Rhymes has looked different over the past couple of decades. So I don't know what decade y'all want to pick from. Because I think who he was back in the day when he had the dreads was one thing. Then he was real skinny back then. Then he got muscular. It was whatever. And then he got extra thick, and I was confused. So y'all can pick whichever Buster y'all want, but I didn't have time to find 3 Busters. But for me, I will for sure, right, those days, I will for sure marry Andre 3000. Andre 3000 to me gives off a good dick, good incense, good food, good water, good moisture. Like the house will be have great smellings. I just something this he's like real
Incense in
mellow
the
to me.
house.
Yes, like playing the flute and shit. It'll be real relaxing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely marry Andre 3000 and 3 Stacks. I will for sure fuck Common. I just wonder what the dick do. Because he dated so many women in the industry, I just wonder like what is info. And I would have to kill Busta because I don't he gotta die. I love his music.
Lately, we've been on the same page. I agree with you 100,000. 100,000. I agree. Yeah, that was an easy one for me. Just look at the way Andre 3000 just looking, can't you just hear the sounds when you like? I feel like if you marry him, every day would feel like a Sunday, where you like in the kitchen and you listening to like some black ass music, you making the pancakes with the burnt edges. Yes, you drinking tea, not coffee, because we laying off the caffeine. Oh yes, that's what it would feel
Why
like.
she
But
like
then you wake
yes?
up because
Free
I'm just
rolls
imagining it.
ready.
You
Yes,
wake
I
up
agree.
and you think it's Sunday and it's the whole damn Wednesday.
You're like,
My
how the fuck we get
goodness.
here? How did we get to Wednesday? What
Hmm.
happened to Monday and
Think
Tuesday?
that you're the one.
Right.
If not, you are the
The
prototype.
prototype. Come on, Andre.
Listen, that's what it's giving. We'll tiptoe to the sun. Do things I know you
My boss
like.
don't have a conversation with Jesus. My boss can talk to Jesus. What do you do? Y'all.
Listen, I feel like I would smash Buster because I feel like Buster energy give me, you know what I'm saying? don't think my people want to, you know what I'm saying? Like it just
extra.
It felt like it would be impressive. It felt like he'd be tossed all over the place. And plus Busta all big and shit. He not just big, that nigga tall. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm here for the young Busta energy, and plus, let's not forget Busta's energy has always been down below in the abdomen area. So we would definitely smash ration on Busta. I agree. We'll absolutely marry Andre because Andre would be the lifelong smasheration that you want, along with the breakfast and the tea, and probably always having a good connect. And you would kill Common because Common would try to play games with you while wearing tight shirts. And it wouldn't do. It would be like, nigga, are you serious? I know you fine and all of that, but you wearing a tight shirt. So I need for you to just tread a little lightly around here, sir. Calm down. You know, he felt like he would just be a little bit too full of himself, you know.
Who gives more big dick energy of these three? I think Andre.
Without a doubt.
Ain't no question.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. It's one of them things where I ain't gotta do nothing. I ain't gotta say nothing. It's just
there.
Yeah,
but it's crazy that him and Erica didn't work out because it honestly felt like they were the most matched as far as both having that energy. I don't care because people think that she put that the weird shit on the nigga, but nah, niggas be weird already. It's just that they from the hood, like he had to wear baggy clothes. It was the 90s.
I would love a show about him, but like. I just want cameras to follow him doing random shit. Like it would be like some form of like ASMR. Like this, I just want to like to see him just like walk into the shower but with clothes on. He come out naked and like it's only from like the belly button up. And we can just imagine what's below. I just want to see Andre.
Take off your cool.
I miss Married for a Kill. We didn't do Married for a Kill in a while.
We have
like forever.
It's been at least 6 months.
I know, right? And I was like, I had to figure out people we either had done or just put them in a different order. Because I'm like, some folk, I remember who we said about some people. I'm like, I got to figure out.
We hadn't done this group. We hadn't done them.
Because I'm like, I just gotta.
Whenever it's my week, I'm gonna give y'all Usher Moving Mountains, Usher Confessions, Usher My Way. No, I'm gonna have to give y'all 3 different Ushers when it's my week. Don't answer the question.
It's different Ushers, but that will be different because like some artists are like it's like 3 different stages of who they were over the years. So that it makes absolute
not
sense.
Even just artists. I can imagine doing that with Boris Kojo.
Yes, because you got soulful Boris Kojo.
Yes,
and then you
had hair, and he didn't have hair. Now he's older.
Because I like him on Station 19. He looked distinguished. He's fuckable.
Yes, he
does. Because that's what it is.
Him and his wife. That is like they some of the most attractive looking fucking people that have ever decided to get together ever. Yeah. They just look like sex all the time.
Like they just walk in the house and they start fucking.
It probably is not, but it probably is.
It looked that way, but I'm looking like y'all just fucking living room. Just y'all walk in the house and it's there, and then y'all make breakfast or whatever, and then y'all go to bed and y'all go to work. And I like it. I like him too.
It's his stature for me. He got real good stature. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's so like tall.
His shoulders.
Isn't he like German or something?
Yeah. It's a real good mix because I feel like some black men like always hunch over, and white men are way too erect, like Gaston. You know what I'm saying? So like people like him, they kind of have a little bit of in between where they are upright. But at the same time, there is a little bit of a lax to it that it's not Gaston out this bitch.
We like that, man.
Not you got me analyzing posture all the time now, Bondy. You really do. Whenever in that wedding video, in the first couple seconds, whenever Ted he points and somebody put the jacket on him, I was like, "Ooh, that do make sense. Look at how he stands." Because Bondy got me analyzing posture all the time.
I keep thinking about it again.
He said, "Hand me that jacket." I was like, "Ooh."
Jamie, not her whole husband,
You know what I'm saying? And you love to see it.
Yeah.
Now, it was a whole Billboard Awards that came on. I think I don't know what it was Sunday. So let's get into a little bit of the fashion from that shit that we saw. Okay, we have the host and his children. So we have Diddy on the red carpet, his daughters, Jesse James, Delilah, and Chance, his son, I think it's Christian, and then, of course, the other son, Quincy, and they're all different outfits. Diddy had so many changes. I was like, brother, go sit down somewhere. But I like this suit. It looks fine. I don't like his shoes. Are like Despicable Me, that the man from Despicable Me. It reminded me of that, and I'm like, I don't like it.
Look like that.
Yes, it's Despicable Me shoes. He holds his look in his hand. That's fine, but the suit looks great. It's a little bit tight around the titties, but I mean, he can just have a wobble in the titty. We won't know. His daughters look amazing. I really wish they would stop dressing twins as twins. They're older now, like let them be separate. But I'm like, at least they look cute. It fits right. They are gorgeous girls growing up the same age because he had kids all together with different mamas. But fine. Christian Combs, who was I think the youngest son, I want him to stop having his chest out. I feel like he's a kid still, and it makes me feel uncomfortable that his nipples is out. And then Quincy, I don't like it. I like the jacket color, but I don't like it with the pants. But I mean, he's handsome. What do y'all think?
I like all of it except for Quincy's pants. How tall is Diddy? I'd be so confused, wondering how tall he is. Sometimes he looks tall, sometimes he don't look tall.
I don't think he's that tall. I don't think he probably like 5 foot something. I don't think he's 6 feet. I'll say that.
5. Really? Handsome man. But yeah, no, I love it. I've been seeing, I forgot what the group is. It's like a group of black men, and they do like flash suit mobs. And they'll pop up at different places, and it's like a whole movement of hundreds of black men wearing suits. But this man in the mob, in the group, he said, them athletic slim fit pants are no longer. Now we going to the wide leg.
5'10".
Oh, 5'10". Okay. He looks taller than that. But now we're going to like the wide leg movement. And I actually love that. I love that. He looked good. I think the girls look cute. I don't mind them matching because they're still like babies to me in my head. Christian, I love him with his chest out. I like the 1990s of his father reincarnated. But I wonder if that's like his permanent go-to, I feel like once he becomes an adult, are you always going to channel Bad Boy?
Daddy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he is an adult, but I mean, you know what I mean? A grown adult. So that'll be interesting to see. He looks good. I just don't like Quincy's pants. And it might be the angle because his feet look real little in comparison to the rest of his outfit.
So yeah, I'm gonna start at the end. Quincy, sir. No. No, not even a little bit, not even a lot. I don't like any of it. I don't know why it's even being put together. I don't know why the jacket, shirt, or the pants are together like that. I don't think that makes sense. The shoes, and the shoes can go with either of the other pieces, but for some reason, all of it together is giving me a no. Lil Diddy, I want you to figure something else out, Lil Diddy, because listen, a lot of y'all do this, and I feel like it's not good for y'all as men to attach yourself to your father's image in such a way that if you don't feel his shoes, you're going to feel inadequate and you're going to spiral, i.e. Lil Eric over there. Hip hop in them, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know about Lil Easy E over there. Okay, that needs to constantly be validated through his dad's memory instead of and now he has shit on his own, but his identity is still so much tied to being that man's son, even though
do you think it's weird because isn't Little Eazy-E's oldest son?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's weird is like it kind of makes sense for Eazy in my head, Lil Eazy-E, but I'm like for Christian, the other Quincy, not Quincy, the light skinned boy with Lisa, Justin is actually Diddy's the oldest son. Yeah, he was his first born. So first. Yep. So I think it's weird that Christian is always like just like his dad and not.
But he looked like him more than the other son.
He looked exactly like him. And I think he's playing it up because even the way he posed and look in pictures, he look exactly like Diddy did when in the 90s. It's creepy. But I also feel like I need him to also figure out what's gonna work for him and not to get tied to being his dad's little mini-me, because that's not gonna be healthy long term. And you really shouldn't. I mean, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
What do it make sense? Because did y'all see because Diddy opened the award performing? And I felt like I don't want to see that because I'm like, Diddy, you produce it. Like, produce. Like, I would have wished he would have had someone else open the awards who's like an actual artist or whatever. And just, Christian came out and was Harlem I'm like, why are you Harlem Shake in 2022? I was confused. Like, River Hard.
They always trying to take it back to the 90s in this bitch.
And you know, the new kids don't know what that is. They're going to be on their property on that shit.
So it's new to them. But the girls, I forgot to say the girls look great. The girls look great. I like the twins' outfits. It's giving, Kelly Rowland. I love it. I don't know why they both look like Kelly Rowland to me, but that's how they look. They look beautiful. A little in between right here. I love it. I love the hair. I love the soft, the like almost barely there makeup. The legs are giving, the heel is giving, the dress is giving. I'm so here for it. Diddy unbutton the jacket. Diddy just unbutton the jacket. It's hugging you too tight in the tit. And I want you to pull that together, old man. Okay, all right, you look good though. But the black shoes, I'm sorry, sir. It's a no. If you was gonna have on this off-white suit, I'm gonna need for you to have on tan shoes or off-white shoes. Okay, with an exact match.
He had an all-white outfit on the awards, and he had on like white shoes too. And I hated the shoes because the shoes look boxy. I'm like, is his feet this boxy? Do you need boxy shoes? It's weird.
Those shoes kind of look shaped weird too. Like they don't have any real, like a slipper. It almost looked like a slipper instead of like a shoe with actual form to it. But I still feel like them being black look like he got on socks, on the red carpet. And it's like, no, this should have been a real like a shoe moment. Like there are dudes out there that make, shoes for dress purposes. And I feel like Diddy not having the flyest of footwear is just really sad in this situation. Like it's lazy. It's giving lazy. What's going on, Diddy? It's giving lazy.
Because he had some nice, he had a few different looks at the show. So I'm like, he was definitely trying to be fashionable, but I'm like, your shoes just kind of wasn't hitting for me. And like it's just this tight titty jacket. I don't get why
I like everything about that suit except for the shoes. But you already know, throw something 70s inspired in front of me for a man, I'ma love it.
That's true. Somebody asked in the comment section if they wonder if the twins and Chance have realized that they are the same age, and if that had an issue. But I feel like they're so close. I don't think they even care about that anyway. So I like how we don't see any issues between the daughters. They're the only girls for one. So I think that's a great thing too.
Diddy is Hugh Hefner. He has a harem. Everybody knows what it is. The same.
Did y'all see the people on social media fussing this weekend? The one girl who
Young Miami.
Yeah, and now I don't know who the other girl is, honestly.
Nobody's been around.
She been around, but ain't nobody been paying attention. I feel like Carisha made her famous because Carisha won't be over there arguing over this old ass man who is never somebody you need to argue over. He's an experience. You have fun, you enjoy your time, but you don't argue with no bitch about this nigga.
And Diddy has never claimed, or he's never really showed love for anybody except Kim Porter and really Cassie. I think Cassie, we seen him actually be, with or whatever. And when Kim passed away, he still continuously poured out his love for Kim Porter. So I would refuse to be on really fussing over Diddy, who don't he's a playboy. He's a full-time. I was like, yo, let's go. This is crazy. And this tight titty ass suit. Not on my watch. But the next set of people that I have, I don't know who it is. Who is it? What?
Diddy ain't truly love nobody, child. Cut it out.
Barely himself. Jenna Jackson. Now there were no photos of her on the red carpet. It was only her on stage. For some reason, I really loved this outfit. I almost want to also say costume, but it's not a costume. It was custom. Tom somebody, not Tom Ford, somebody else. I love the look of it all. It was real quirky. It's real also a little bit
circus-like. Asian designer.
I forgot the name of it, but I've also seen him dress other people. I think he also maybe dressed China Taylor for this night too. But I it's different. I like the fit was different. I like it's like a suit with a dress. It's like, you know what I'm saying? The skirt is like a hoverboard. It's just, and she looked gorgeous. I love the hair, messy side bun. And it's fucking Jenna Jackson. So I feel like at the end of the day,
wedding. I am
lesbian wedding. What do y'all? Oh yeah, Tom Brown, who it is. He dressed.
I
other
hate
folk
it.
too.
I hate
Do
it.
you?
I hate it. I
All of
hate
it?
it. I hate it. And I feel like I have to whisper since I'm talking about Janet Jackson. I hate it. I'm so confused. I felt like I was looking at Mary Poppins, but now I also felt like I was looking at, kind of looked like she had a business meeting, but then she had to do a what waist ad in the middle of the meeting. Waist trainer. Um, Face is beautiful. I like her bun. But something tells me like this was supposed to be made for Janelle Monáe, and she would have executed this in a better way. I feel like it's that damn skirt that throws it off like 100%.
And like it's space in between the skirt. Because I seen a walking
Yeah.
clip of her. Yeah, so it's space in there around in the skirt.
I'm not here for it. I mean the ties giving flight attendant. I'm not here for it at all.
What is Ringling Brothers? What is Lisa Frank Lesbians? What is Sweeney Todd? What is Janelle Monáe? Listen, I'm just being stupid, but what is ventriloquist dummy? There's two people say ventriloquist dummy. Yeah, no, that's what it's giving. All right, let's give casket sharp a little bit. The reason why I thought it was like Asian is because the skirt, like the way the skirt looks, and actually the structure of it reminds me of like how kimonos are made on geishas. And the bun, the way the bun looks, that also reminds me of how I've seen some like Asian designers design hair for their looks, is like with that kind of messy but then also neatness to it. And I'm not the only one I'm sure they're not the only ones that have done that, but I'm just saying that's why I said that, because y'all was saying it was an English designer. Which also makes sense when you think about the Mary Poppins of it all. Because that's exactly what it's giving. I don't
And Willy Wonka.
and Willy
I wanted to
Wonka.
pull up the. So
Yeah.
that was the. So yeah, it looks.
I mean, it's
Those are the
on brand,
shoes.
but I don't. It's
No,
not.
with a W at the end.
I
No.
feel like,
No.
no. I feel like she could have done so much better. I feel like she's always trying to look weird instead of trying to look sexy. I think it's like, let me intentionally try to not look sexy by looking weird. Because I know if I do anything that's like a normal gown, people are going to be like, oh my God, Janet's so sexy. And I think she may be tired of people sexualizing her, hence why she would dress in this awkward, weird way. But yeah, no, no, I don't subscribe.
Oh, legit. But thank you, Michelle. My bell. I'm a like Mary Poppins is cool. I mean Mary Poppins is Mary Poppins. Never gonna let Mary Poppins be. And then thank you, Michelle, also who said, "Oh, Sweetie Todd." I like that movie when Johnny Depp was in that movie. It was weird as shit though. But the next little set of people that I have, I think it's Mary J. Blige on her or orange cake. She had one orange cake look, and then she also had one on her red carpet. Because she got some award. I can't think what it was. I love this dress. It's very just it looks artistic. It looks like art. It looks very much like couture. I love the breasts being separate entities and different designs on each boob. I love her body. I love the bun and the bang and the earrings or whatever. And like she looks amazing to me. This is her on stage look. It's a different I have later. But what do y'all think? She looks great to me.
Yes, 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 yes. Everything. The hair, the skin, the shoes, the dress. Yes.
Yeah, it's fire. I love it. I love it. I love it. The shoes, the way that it wraps around her ankles, the bang and the bun. It's cute. I like the whole thing. And Mary is one of those people I feel like wine. You just get better with age. Like, how is it?
She don't be missing these days at
No.
all.
Mm-hmm.
She her bag for sure. Thank you, Shania J. Hey, ladies, just getting into the chat. Look beautiful as always. Until Jamie, we miss her. As per Jelly J Bird. Thank y'all. I'm like, what I said, but I said nothing. Then we also have I think Mary looks absolutely gorgeous. Who is it? Oh, so Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, Fat Joe, Heidi Klum, Heidi Klum, and then Kylie and Travis. I feel like
just a throwaway slide.
Well, no, because I felt like I love Machine Gun Kelly and Oh Girl Look. I think it matches their vibe. They're weird vampire, we suck against blood people, so that makes sense for them. I felt like Fat Joe was wearing a towel as an outfit. I think Heidi Klum was off on a towel with gloves and boots. And I think both Travis and Kylie looks basic in general. So I felt like, you know what I'm saying? But my favorite, honestly, was Machine Gun Kelly and Megan.
I like Megan Fox.
Megan
Yeah,
Fox,
I
okay.
like Megan Fox dress. I like Machine Gun Kelly shoes. Everything else about this is a throwaway slide. To me, everybody else is no, nah.
And Heidi Klum was a supermodel. I'm like, how you know, she's a supermodel? I don't even get this.
I wish you would have. Did y'all see Stormy wearing that one piece bodycon dress?
I thought it was.
Everybody was talking about it. That's one thing we should have talked about for the fashions. I have mixed opinions. Like it's one of those conversations where you say, dang, can you really say that a little girl is dressing too fast, or are people over sexualizing a child? Do you know what I mean? But personally, for me, I would not have a child who their main priority is running around and playing and flipping and stuff like that, wearing a bodycon dress that was one shoulder just because of the nature of her being a child, you know? So that's how I feel about Stormy wearing that. I really wanted us to talk about that.
When I seen her, when I kept seeing people, I didn't care. I was like, she's a kid. She was 3 or 4. I'm like, I don't get no fucks about a little kid. She need to be at home, just somewhere else. And I also thought the dress was so simple and basic. I was like, I didn't get why it was a big deal, because I'm like, she shouldn't even be there. Like, she not made it. Well, she ain't even YV. Get out my face. So you know what I'm saying? So it was weird to me that there was so many cameras following her, and she's 3. Like, I was like, what's the point?
See, that's exactly the reason why they probably should have had her dressed more like a little girl. And it's not because they should have to, but because they are in the public eye, and because people do obsess over children and people do sexualize children. I would just be in a space of wanting to protect my child. And I understand that she probably feels like her child is protected, meaning ain't nobody getting to Kylie Jenner's baby. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody getting to Travis Scott's baby. But people just over sexualize kids. And I guess I would just want to protect my child from any of that, even that mental energy I would want to protect my child from. Because the way they were following her with the camera makes me feel like people are doing what they do. Yep. Even the people that we, I'm not saying the camera people, but people are doing what they do. I'm gonna just leave it at that. And so I feel like when y'all see that shit on somebody's site somewhere, or find out that it's on somebody's site somewhere, don't be surprised, okay? Right. And and I just kind of feel like it was just a little too adult for a little girl her age. That's all, but that's them people business. They could do whatever they want to do with their kid. If they feel like that was appropriate, that's their business. As far as how these people look here, Travis Scott always scared me. He has like a weird, vibe to me. Like, I don't know if he's in there. And Kylie, girl, no. Heidi, also, girl, no. Why are we mixing pastels with black like this? I know that that's something y'all feel like y'all should be able to do, but it just doesn't play well right here. Maybe if it was like a more structured dress, maybe something shiny that gave more of a nighttime look, but this dress almost gives daytime. And you have on long black sleeves and long black boots. Like, it's just not, no. Anyway, Joe, you make too much money at this point to not dress for your age. And I get, this is what you wear when you go into a casual event. I know it's the Billboard Awards, but sometimes I feel like y'all really could do so much better than y'all do. Like, y'all, like, you have a fly energy about you. So if you were dressed to the nines, I feel like people would eat that shit up. You know what I'm saying? If Joe was really being dressed as a bigger guy, as an older guy, but still as somebody I feel like has a little bit of swag about him. You know what I'm saying?
You do.
He do. So I feel like, yeah, it's a cookout outfit. And I want him to go and get somebody to put him in some real nice blazers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Some real fancy shit with some nice shoes and stuff. Now, when it comes to Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, I hate how much Megan Fox looked like Kim Kardashian when I first saw it. I was looking at it like, wait, is that Kim? Like I was looking at it for a minute, like, oh, okay, that's Meg, because I had to look at him, and then I was like, oh no, that's not Pete, and because at first I was like, is that Pete? And then I had to like zero in on the face. Lately they have been annoying me, or maybe just the publicity of everything that they've been into has been reaching our sector.
Yeah, I think it's
And
the publicity.
I don't know why. I don't know why what they're doing is reaching our sector. I
Me
want it to go
either.
back. Send
Because
back, just like
individually they weren't deep in our sector like
at
that
all.
individually. So I'm like, together, why is that? And I think it has to do with their affiliation with the Kardashians. But then again, I don't understand. And their affiliation is with Courtney and Travis. So I'm like, even then, we not pressed to see Courtney and Travis. So I don't know why.
I think black folk like Travis because he's a drummer. And for what, at least that's why I like Travis. I also don't get why Travis was with Courtney and then they married, but whatever. But I think some black folks are like Travis from Blink-182 from back in the day.
Yeah, for sure. I like her dress though. I like her. I'm looking at it. It's giving early '90s tees to me with the arms and the shoulders and the embroidery and the bang. And I think he's given, rocker, tight jeans, spikes, studs. It's the look. It's a costume.
And we can't forget MGK got a mix, baby. That's another reason why they keep digging into our sector.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, his daughter looked like a black girl.
Well, Jesus bless his little heart. The next group of folk we have around here is, I think it's Black Girl Realness. We have Chloe, we have Baby Stallion, we have Tiana Taylor, and also Doja Cat. I loved all of their looks, but also felt like all of their looks. Huh? Little bit. She wanted to be a little bit darker. And she had her nipples covered perfectly, so that was a good thing. Because people had, slips on stage. We're going to talk about that later. But I liked all four looks because I felt like they weren't something we've seen before for one. I think they all look different in their own way. And I like when no one looks the same. Sometimes we have people who have the same aesthetic dress or the same look, just in different colors. I like how each of them look different. I thought Chloe was the best look for me. I like the fit of the dress. I like the cutout on the side. I like her face. I like the fear that she's given in this photo. That's what I thought she was the best for me. But I also love Doja's look. Like Doja's look is so different with the little spikes in the world in her hand. I think all of that makes complete sense to how she's kind of taking over the world now. Her music, her imagery, just herself is great. Tiana is always gonna get body, that's what it is. And then Meg, thick and great. What do y'all think?
It's Doja for me. There's other pictures of Doja that I saw that I really like. She had these gold nipple covers that match that gold purse that she's packing in her earrings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely Doja for me. She looks good. I like Tiana's outfit. She kind of reminds me of Kyla Pratt right here, which is weird because it should be the other way around. Yeah. Kyla Pratt reminds me of Tiana. But yeah, that's cool. Meg, I do like Meg's outfit. And I think it might I don't know. It's something about it to me where I feel like something's missing. She looks good. I love the top part, but it's something about the skirt that feels like it's missing. But whatever.
Should it have been maybe longer, you think?
It's cheap.
Maybe.
At some point, it's cheap.
Yeah, and I think it's given cheap just because the skirt is a mini skirt. I think if the skirt was maybe 2 inches longer that came down, I don't know. I really don't know, because maybe even then I wouldn't be satisfied. But I like the top part. I like the sleek hair, her face, the shoes. Something just, I can't explain it.
It's supposed to be giving Greek goddess. It's giving Greek goddess.
I don't know. I really don't know, because she does go for that Greek goddess look a lot. It was another time when it's either Jessica Rabbit or Greek goddess, but I don't know. I'm just not really feeling it. Chloe, looks really good. I like the cutout. I just wonder if she's hot. That's the only question.
Leather is hot.
Listen, I don't. So, all right. I'm gonna just say I like both looks on the outside. I don't like neither one of the looks on the inside. I think Chloe looks amazing. The stare, the hair, the body, the outfit, the cufflinks, the sleeves, love it. Doja. I had to go look at pictures of Doja's dress to really get an understanding of what I was looking at, because I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at. But I went to go look on her Instagram, and yeah, I loved it. The shoes had toes, and I thought that was quirky like her.
Different.
There's always something quirky about it, and I love that. I love the ponytail. I also love that during the shows, they support each other, like rap girls support each other. So she knows the words to Meg's song when Meg performing the song, and all of that. I love all of that shit. I love when they support each other. And then, Tiana, we know you got abs, sis. We do. Can you please just try a little harder next time? It's giving lazy. You know what I'm saying? It's giving lazy. It's giving, if I do something to my hair that gives Janet Jackson circa 98, then, I can just come there with my abs out, tits out, something that shows off the pelvis, and boom, bow, pow. These clothes are on my dick. So I get it. 'Cause, she always looks good, but essentially it's just lazy, and she could have done better. And Meg, I feel like their go-to with Meg absolutely gives Fashion Nova. Their go-to with Meg gives overly done sexual. Like, everything is too fucking short. Everything is see-through. Everything is barely there. You know what I'm saying? So even though like she's sexy and she's beautiful, I just kind of feel like sometimes a full skirt with a split, like, it's a goddess look, right? So why not have the same material at the top, long, going on at the bottom with those splits that will really like cascade up her leg, and it would not give this, we got this from Fashion Nova shit that it tends to give, because it's so lacking in material. Because sorry, but like, even on Fashion Nova, I don't know about y'all, but you ever go in there and you looking for regular clothes and everything is like something is out? Everything. Your ass gonna be out, your side gonna be out, your stomach gonna be out, your titties gonna be out. It's never a full. That's why I stay on She Inside, because I need to have some full garments in some of this shit. Everything can't be the thought shit you wear to the club, and I feel like almost everything on there is the thought shit you wear to the club. And I feel like that's what Meg often does when she doesn't have something really good, because I feel like her last look was really good. I forgot which award show that was, but y'all remind me.
Yeah, I do think she on a red carpet for like award shows. It's fashion. I wonder if this is like, it's like a fun
you can tell
show
that they take this less seriously, but it still is a red carpet. So we still want to see an executed look that serves, and these looks just don't be serving.
What you want to say, Necey?
I just struggle with Meg. I struggle with the people styling Meg. That's it. Because I feel like if somebody who had like I love Meg because she has a regular ass body, real natural body. But if somebody like Zendaya was wearing the outfit that Meg was wearing, I would not think that it was like thotty at all, because Zendaya is shaped like a model.
Her body shape is different.
And her body shape is different. So I'm trying, because they need to find ways to dress Meg to execute the assignment. This is a nice dress on her, but I'm trying to figure out, like,
what you don't like about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I don't like. I don't want to say it looks thotty.
I think it may be because it's so short. I think it was a bit longer. It'll be like, even if the skirt was longer and she didn't have the train part of it, and it was a slit, that probably could have been less thotty. But I can get it looking that way.
I don't even want to say thotty. It might just be what Bonnie said with the material. The material is given soft, thin, not very. The top seems like it's more expensive than the bottom, and that's where it falls short. And it's nothing. She's showing skin up top, which is fine. Nothing thotty about that. But the top looks more expensive. Like, that's a heavy duty ass bra cup. But as far as the bottom, it just is giving slit, and they just could do more. Shit.
It's giving her pussy might fall out, and I don't know why that's necessary. And I don't even want it to sound like I'm, slut shaming girls or anything, because I don't want y'all to feel like that, because you'll catch me in a short dress too. But it's not giving what it's supposed to give for this event, Tisha. Like, it's just not. Hey, Alex.
Alex here. Hi, Alex. I'm expensive bottom. This is the next round of people that we have for tonight. We have Mary J. Blige's red carpet look. We have City Girls, and then also Lotto. Look, I love Mary's look, and I saw it at different angles, and I do think it looks better in other photos, but this was the only one I could find that was full frontal. But like, it may look weird here, but I love the outfit in general. Like, it was amazing to me. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know who told. I don't know how they came to the conclusion that what JT and Young Miami wearing, it was what was supposed to be worn. I don't like it at all. I don't know if it's. I don't like that. I also don't like Lotto's look. I think Lotto's look is too. It looks too thick. It looks like heavy armor, but it's in black, around, from the neck to the waist. And I just did not like that at all. But what do y'all think?
I think I spoke too soon on Mary. Their hair, no. With that dress, no. No. And then, for whatever reason, the cutout on her shoulder made me feel like she was carrying a purse on her shoulder, when you just show up to an event.
You have to go look at it like in other angles of it. It's better than this. But like, okay. Yeah. So you may like it.
It definitely looks like it's the pose that she's like they caught her off guard, like she was about to adjust, and they caught her in mid adjust. Because even like the way her face is, it looked like she wasn't completely ready yet.
That's why the dress itself looks good. The dress itself looks good.
But I agree with you saying her hair is like, no, I agree.
The first hairstyle probably would have been better with this look too.
Right. Absolutely. City Girls, I actually like their outfits. When I saw it on Instagram, I actually liked it. It's given very much. I need a remix to Making My Way Downtown. I need a City Girl remix. Yeah, that's what I got. I need a City Girl remix to.
I was thinking more so like Showtime at the Apollo. Y'all remember the dancers who used to come and do the Showtime at the Apollo thing at the beginning? They had these big, like fluffy skirts that they would have on. It looked like the city, and then they would always have like an off, one shoulder and then longs. Like it was always the kind of same fixture in the body. So it kind of looks like if they were to dress up and reimagine the Showtime at the Apollo girl dance, dresses when they would come in, that's what it looked like to me. The Mary Jane girls. Yes,
I said that remix perfect. Because they not giving City Girls like I'll take your man. They giving City Girls like a more money put together. Yeah, right.
It's the penthouse beach. I love it. You're right. Look at the shoes.
I don't like Lotto's look.
Mm-mm. Can you breathe, Lotto? That's the question. Because that's what we're wondering about. You know what? Lotto, I'm gonna tell you what it is, y'all. I don't know. I think did Lotto get surgery done to her body, or am I tripping?
I feel like something was done, and then she maybe
it's giving Shekinah sometimes. Sometimes it's giving Shekinah. You know what I'm saying? Like just giving a little bloated Barbie-ish. And I don't know what that's about, but she's beautiful. I think her face and her hair, she looks elegant. And I feel like I see what they were attempting to do with this, but it was not executed well because her breasts are so big, and the way that feathering is around her neck, it cuts her off at the neck and just makes her look like somebody with big old breasts, which makes her look bigger than she actually is. She got her body done. Okay, she got a BBL. Okay, yeah. Because that's what it gives.
She got something done.
Yeah, I don't know what. It feels stuffed. She feels stuffed in her body a bit, and this dress doesn't make it any better to me. It also makes her look like she's uncomfortable and she can't breathe all the way. Yeah. But she still look beautiful. I just think they could have done a little bit better with the dress. Like it should have had. I don't know why the girls don't understand the beauty of a dress that flows. Like they feel like everything has to be
It gotta
tied
be so
down to the
tight and
fucking
fitting.
body. Yeah. But sometimes shit that flows is actually forgiving and more flattering on your body. And that might, that might be better sometimes. It might be better to be flattering so what your body looks like instead of trying to, turn yourself into something that whatever. Anyway, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you want to do. Because y'all can get mad. Anyway, so City Girls, I love it. Mary, the look, it's always giving ghetto girl by hair. It's always giving a shade too blonde for my skin tone. And we love her for it. You know what I'm saying? But her body in this dress.
Yeah, the
Fabulous. That's
different
what I gotta say.
angles. Yeah, the different angles was amazing for Mary. I was
I
mad that
can
I
tell.
kept.
I don't need to look at it
Yeah,
from a different angle because I can look at the dress and I think the dress is off the fucking chain. And I
the
can tell that
details
her
was
body
amazing.
look good in it. I don't like the pose, but I do like the shoes. You know what I'm saying? But they look like they hurt like a motherfucker. So I imagine that she needed to readjust for the pain she's feeling in her feet right
And the
now.
feet.
Thank y'all for the cash apps. I see y'all cash apping me. Thank you.
So we had the City Girls who had a different look on stage, and it was like a little bit of a slip. I feel like the looks were looks.
And this is
Okay.
why there is nothing wrong with a flowy dress.
Damn, JT's dress would have hit. Damn.
So people were saying that there was a little bit of a cooch slip. Okay. Now she said she had on black panties. I'm like, no, your cooch was out. Not out, but you can for sure see that,
Bro, that is in fact a pussy lip. I know how them G strings and them G strings be doing you, and they be getting all in your lips, and then your lips be one lip on the outside, one lip on the inside, until you can go and pull that shit out and correct it. Girl, I'm telling you, it's that you got to go back and readjust the shit and pull it back because the shit that moved and shifted. Girl, girl, we know what's going on. The
I
dress would
wish
have
she
been
would have
pretty
wore.
if it was
Yeah, I
longer.
wish she would have wore something. Right. If it was this a smidge like right below the
And that's just
cooch.
what we were saying. That was just what we saying. Y'all really be
How
out
did that
here
happen?
trying too hard to show way too much. Like, and it's cool. Like, dude, it's not about that. Like, it's not about you showing too much because of these men. No, fuck these niggas. That's not what it's about. It's about your coochie shouldn't be out right now. That doesn't look flattering to me. But
And I feel like when your dress is that short, I think the stop someone should
Monitor.
get down and say, let me be sure what's clearly out is
they don't
covered.
like her. They don't like her.
Because I like both dresses. I do. I like both dresses, but
Yeah.
it's just too short.
You know what else it is? Her ass is too big. She another one that be walking around with the titties and the ass so goddamn big that it's giving, bloated Barbie. It's giving like helium. And I don't know, JT, I don't know your life, but I done seen a few videos where it's like you could tell she can only wear spandex comfortably. Anything that has any real structure to it is gonna be hard because of the way her butt and her breast are shaped. That's probably why they're covering up her breast with that, with this here, because it kind of
Is
gives
her
a more
breast really that
classier look.
big?
Oh, girl, there's a video of her walking, and she's kind of like walking back and forth, and her tits look so big, and her butt looks so big, and I was just like, oh, girl. But the stylists don't like her. Carisha, her titty about to come out, but she still look good, but her titty about to come out. That don't fit her that well neither. There's too much top titty.
Because she kept on going online saying, I was wearing black pants. Like, you was wearing black panties, yes.
But we see the pussy lip on the side, right?
The lip on the side. Like, it's
girl, we
know
what pussy lips look like.
And they was on air, like live on air, coochie lip. I was like, girl, sometimes don't do that.
So embarrassing. Get it off. I don't want to do it anymore. I feel so bad for it because it's like on the stage.
Yeah, that is so embarrassing. It is.
Oh,
We then had Meg's on stage performance look.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Meg's on stage look when I loved Meg's performance. I felt like she was like in her bag. She looked great. She performed great. It was simple, but still like exciting or whatever. And I mean, her body looks fucking amazing.
Yes. That's why I said, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This outfit is everything. I love it. I love the contours. I love the contours around the booty. I love the contours in the hips. Her legs look thick and muscular. She looked good. She looked real good.
I love.
Yeah, this is workout body. That's what this is. She been on that. What is it? The high. The what is it? the Hottie workout plan or whatever that she been doing,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
what they are.
definitely
Come on.
like it definitely did its job. She looks amazing. I remember when I saw it on Instagram, I'm like, damn, bitch, you look good. Look at you, which is
And
nothing
she
on
was
but
moving around. I was like,
yeah.
oh my
Listen, I
God.
always love when she showed that she could still rap and twerk all the way down to the ground with the Megan These nigga endurance. I love it. Um, it's giving me and Party have a good time. I love how long the hair was with this look because it was like so simple. The shoes looked like she was able to perform comfortably, but she was still cute.
Mm-hmm.
I was here for all of this. This was all hot. And plus, I love that song. That Plan B song go hard.
I
And
know, right?
I love that she was able to perform. And I'm like, it was an amazing performance. It's like, you know what I'm saying? No, be no shade. Lastly, we have Lotto's on stage look, which is different. I feel like Lotto, but I feel like her face is gorgeous. I love the hair. I love the idea of her on stage look, but I feel like because something going on with Lotto's ass. I don't know if it's ass shots or I don't know what it is. I think her body still looks good, but I also feel like they are consistently trying to figure out how to cover up whatever her ass be doing. And sometimes to me that ruins the on stage outfit because I've seen her look great sometimes, but I'm like, I didn't like this. The pants just didn't make sense to me. Like from the waist up, she's amazing. But them weird ass see-through crystallized pants, I just didn't get it. And I also didn't like that. Like Meg rapped her whole time. Lotto was just dancing and like was barely lip syncing. Like she was barely saying the word to her own song. And I'm like, what you hear? I can watch that on YouTube. So you know what I'm saying? But I like again from the waist up, I think she was great, but not from the waist down.
I'm looking at pictures of Lotto right now. Okay, she definitely did get a BBL. And how old is she? Young. They shouldn't have. She definitely
Yeah,
shouldn't
I'm
have got
pretty
no
sure.
BBL at this age because your grown woman weight ain't even hit yet. Damn, she's
Mm-mm.
23. Girl, I know for one of her. I follow her on TikTok. I really like her personality. Um, but
Right.
for one of her goals, she said something like she wanted to lose 20 pounds this year. So I know she probably thinking about it. Then she did another TikTok about how people were commenting on her weight or something like that. Or I don't know if it was a TikTok or if she commented underneath the post. Either way, I know it's something she struggled with. She looked good, but I was trying to find a picture to see if there was anything weird going on with the booty area. Couldn't find nothing. I like the pants, like the outfit from the front. This picture on the right side looks good, but from the back, it is kind of weird. And I don't know if that's the pose or what, but they need to do a better job.
You on mute,
I
mama. Oh.
honestly, I don't even want to really say nothing because, like, I feel like I just finished talking about this, and they was mad at me because I told them they needed to just stop being lazy instead of going and getting themselves cut up and just work out. And they was mad that I said that, and then they was acting like I was being a hypocrite as if I went and got surgery or something. It was crazy.
Who said
So
that?
basically,
Really?
somebody left me a crazy ass comment. I posted it on Twitter. Um, but I just be telling people that because I feel like from my own experience, like it's been so beneficial. So I just be really like trying to help people when I say that shit. And to get them to snap out of that this bullshit that Instagram does to them. But you know, do what you will. But I'm gonna say this. Y'all commenting about how she was out of breath. Y'all saying how she couldn't really perform the way Meg performs because she does not work out. So because she went and got her body done and did not spend that time working out and building up her stamina, she get on stage. I don't know what's going on with these pants at the bottom and the back here. I don't know what's going on there, but that looks a little weird. I don't know. But just the whole overall shape of it is giving, just causing me great dismay. And we saw her previous look and how she kind of looks a little stuffed. And you can get the fat sucked out of your stomach and put in your butt, but you still have fat in your arms and in your face and in your back and in your chest, and all the other places that you have body fat. So I just kind of feel like y'all can do what y'all want to do, but it would have suited Big Lotto to do what I be telling y'all to do, which is get on her little workout so she can get her stamina up and get her body down to a workable size for her so she can feel confident and she can perform her stage shows without looking like she can't, do it.
Because it's for
But
sure
you know,
about
don't do what
the
I
performance of it all. Because like even when Beyonce first came out, she brought up how her dad used to have them running in
on the
heels
treadmill with heels
to
on.
build up. Because it's to
I
build
never
up.
forget that.
You're a performer. Like you have to like
Yes.
on stage. You're a performer.
And it's hard.
So,
I just told y'all I was standing up talking and I was out of breath, let alone singing. Child.
Well, let's hope she's able to fix it next time. But let's get into some TV chat, y'all. So the reunion for Married at First Sight season 14 happened, and you know, this season I feel like we gave up a long time ago because it was like same old. But I don't think they need a 2-part reunion. But we got to catch up with each couple to see who's doing what. So let's start with Olajuwon and Katina. Now, Olajuwon came on acting like he watched the season. He realized how bad he was. He had to change his tone. You know, he was really extra, blah, 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 blah. He gets she's a great woman, blah, blah. Gave her a new wedding ring, a big old rock. And Katina brought up how she felt like, at times she did question herself on if she was being stupid, but she also felt like they needed more than 8 weeks to like figure things out. And I mean, he said she his backbone. He loves her. She loves him. And they seem happy in this marriage that they're in. They're happy right now. I do feel like he seemed more relaxed, but I don't know if that's because he knew how much of an asshole he was and he had to calm down, or if seeing himself on TV really made him have to reflect on how fucked up he was. So I don't know, because I don't know that man, but what I do feel like is she looks more happy now than she did during the season.
You think
she
so?
looked less. Yeah, I think during the season she looked like depressed. Katina.
Oh, okay.
I think during the season she looked depressed. I think during the season she was going through it. I feel like last night, I think she looked less depressed. And I'm like, if she like it, I love it. But I mean, they say they're happy, so I'm leave that be. So I mean, they still together. So what y'all think?
I share those same sentiments. If she likes it, I love it. But I still think that Olajuwon is full of shit. One of the moments that stuck out to me is whenever she got the ring, he's still doing the same stuff that he did on the show. So maybe that means that he lightened up by being less of an asshole, but his motives are still the same. You're still rewarding her by blindly following you. That's what he used to do on the show. And he's still withholding stuff in order to reward her and train her. So one of the things that stuck out was whenever she got the ring, she said, I love you. And then he said, I love you too. And we come to find out this y'all's first time saying that y'all love each other when the cameras come back around. Keep in mind, it's been 5 months since decision day. So at this point, y'all have known each other for 7 months, enough for you to go buy her a real wedding ring. And y'all are just now saying that y'all love each other in front of us. I don't know. Things might be better, or either it might just be better that y'all are living y'all's real life and you know that the bullshit that goes down, we ain't gonna comment on every single second. But yeah, that's a mess.
I feel like Katina and her bang are giving Steph a wife. I think that she is doing what a lot of male identified women do. She's trying to defend her man, make him look good to the public, and he got ate the fuck up. So the lesson he learned is to put on a better front to the world moving forward. If he wants to be successful in any way, he needs to put on a better front and stop letting everybody know how much of a douchebag he is, because that's what he was doing on the show. And now he's realized I need to bring it back. But much like Necey said, I actually put that in our DMs about that comment that he made when he gave her that ring about how, I'm, giving her this ring because, people were eating me up on Twitter. And she just, she stuck beside me and she believed in me. And I'm like, oh, so you're not, so you're going to act like we were online tripping. We were online, wilding out, seeing something that wasn't there, trying to bully you. And she had to just be patient until you could do what exactly? Be different, because you needed to be different, because what we were saying was true, but you're gonna sit up here in front of us and act like we were tripping and she needs to be patted on the back because she didn't listen to any of the advice that people were giving her as it pertains to staying with your manipulative ass. And you want us to believe that you changed for the better. Oh, now I just DoorDash. You knew that was an option then, nigga. You knew that then. I personally feel like this relationship is about what it looks like. I think they like being famous. I think that they realize that they can retain their fame if they stay together. So, in fact, Katina has now made herself equally as valuable as a white woman because she's giving him a level up by staying with him on this show. Because we all know if they stay together, that's way more opportunity down the line for them to be connected to this franchise and to this show and to come back and get TV opportunities and be extra. And that's why he took the position of acting like he got his shit together and counseling Lindsay's crazy ass and all of that. Okay. I think he's playing the long game and he sees how being with Katina can be beneficial. So why not?
He on some bullshit. Let's move on to Alyssa and Chris. I felt like I didn't need to hear from them, but I guess we had to like read her too. So she came back making excuses, in my opinion, for her behavior. She claimed that she was, I was not in the right mindset. I was, bitch, whatever. I don't. She made me mad. You know what I'm saying? I came just for the right reason. No, you did not. She also brings up how she did not like him based on what other people told her. She also brought up how she did not find him attractive. And that she went on the honeymoon because she thought she had to. No, you wanted to go. And we see other footage of her talk about him and how she did not like the experts and said she hates the experts because they did not give her what she wanted in a husband. And that was Chris just like, look, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, what matters how you treat someone. You can be like shit. He said seeing the things she said on camera, which he did not know, he would have left sooner had he seen how much she dogged him out to production and to whoever else on the show, and it was not a hard decision for him to make. But had he known earlier what she was saying, he would have sooner. I felt like Chris paid her dust this reunion. I felt like he did not allow her to change the narrative. I think she came on and tried to wipe on her way into having anyone feel bad for her. I did not feel bad. I did not think that she had any mental issues. I think she fully believed like she was cheated away from a husband that she wanted when she never really gave him a chance at all. I feel like I won't say a horrible person, but I will say she's a fucked up individual. Yeah, it's like she just like, it's weird that she really felt like she was cheated out of something when what she did was she cheated Chris out of his experience. You know what I'm saying? Right. And she tried to make it seem as if, well, he didn't help this. I'm like, no, bitch, we saw the show. They showed everything that we don't get to see to make sure that we knew, bitch, it was you, it wasn't him. And I just feel like I just never, ever want to see her again.
Facts. Shout out to Chris. He is one of my faves from this entire franchise of shows now. He was very much saying, I do not fuck with her without saying it. Repeatedly, I do not fuck with her. He killed me whenever he said, y'all said we set a record. If I knew what I knew now, we would have set it even bigger. Yeah, would have left fat. We would have broke a record even better than the record I broke. Okay. So shout out to Chris. I would like to follow him on Instagram and follow his journey because I really want him to find somebody. And then I forgot to mention a part about Katina and Olajuwon. That's because I don't review the show till tomorrow. But Katina and Olajuwon, did y'all peep how they put in the scene and they were discussing her giving him head during the show, even though they claimed that they didn't have sex the entire time?
I did. And that made me feel, remember who that was? Who was doing that? Clara and Ryan.
Claire. Yes. It was giving birth.
I had her bobbing that head every other night to the point where her jaws hurt. And I'm like, Katina, you were promising him you were going to do that?
Right. With nothing in return. So you were providing head and getting nothing in return until he felt like you deserved some penetration.
Mm-hmm. Girl, when I tell you that nigga dick would have been dry desert.
Were you done with Chris and Alyssa Necey? Oh, Bondy.
Okay, so I keep thinking I'm muting my phone and it keeps making noise. I don't know. Um, Alyssa, Alyssa is that her name? Alyssa, you are much like Elijah Wan and Lindsay, where I feel like y'all have not learned a motherfucking thing from this process about who you are as people. Because essentially y'all sat up here after everybody ate y'all ass up and said the same shit that y'all been saying. Excuse me. Alyssa, girl, that man did nothing to you for you to treat him that way. You were not attracted to him, and you thought that made it okay for you to treat him badly. And then you sat up there on the stage and said you weren't in control of your mental. And then you tried to make it seem as if you were not trying to stay in the house so that you could be on the show and take part in the group activities. That is exactly what you were trying to do. And then you keep trying to convince us that you're a good person. People who are good people don't have to constantly say it. They really don't. And they damn sure don't say it in response to conflict, because then it seems like a manipulation and not a fact. So if you are a good person, how about you act like it instead of acting like an asshole? You were still acting like an asshole towards him by not acknowledging how disrespectful you were. Girl, go
Because
on
you think
away
that
from
she
us.
was talking. Do you think when she was? Do you think it's weird that after she watched the season, she still didn't like really address how she treated him? I think that was
Not
what
weird
was
at
weird
all.
for me.
It's in her
She
DNA.
said it was her mental.
Because even
Mm-hmm.
Elijah Wan acknowledged his bad behavior, but I feel like Alyssa just made it seem as if we didn't see what we saw.
Yeah, at least Elijah Wan said, yeah, I was tripping, but we just know he's lying to us. Versus her that can't even wrap her mind around lying to us. Like she
Hey,
can't
can
even
somebody
admit.
get? I'm sorry. Can somebody get Tina C out the chat? Just remove her completely. It's been
Who is it?
conspiracy after conspiracy. I'm trying to make sure your video don't get flagged.
Who is it?
Tina C. If one of the mods can handle that, because I ain't got nothing to do with the discussion. We don't need no trigger words blocking her video.
We don't have time for the bullshit. Okay. Let's move on to Jasmina and Michael, who I was not at all surprised they are not together anymore. I felt like the whole season we knew they were not like a match at all. I also felt like that was more because Jasmina did not want to be with him, not that he did not want to try to make it work. 2 weeks after decision day, he told her he did not feel like he was getting what he wanted as a husband in the marriage. That there was nothing for them, there was nothing to hold on to because it seemed like she did not want them to work. I can see that happening because I felt like we kept saying it all season. Not that he was like not that he did not have his own flaws, but I do feel like she did not want that man as a husband. That's on her. She also brought up how after decision day, he only planned one day to come to her house, that she texted him every day for a conversation. I still feel like when you come on this show, you can't want to friendship this thing. Like, I think both of them in some kind of way was like friends the whole time because he knew she did not want more. So I felt like even though she said she would text him daily or whatever for conversation, the fact that y'all are not moving together to try to be husband and wife didn't help anything. So I think they both have their own blame to play, but I do feel like blame may be the wrong word, but I do feel like she had more of the control as to why it didn't work than he did. I think had she been more open to liking him, they could have possibly worked out, but she was like, I don't want it, and she just stayed in that I don't want to stay. So yeah, what do y'all think?
I agree. I think Jasmina needs therapy. I think that Jasmina has a way of creating a barrier around her and comes up with all these different reasons as to why relationships won't work out for her when the issue really is her. She kept saying that Michael should have tried harder, let her know that he was attracted. And I was with him whenever he said he's not going to do that type of stuff if he didn't feel welcome to do so. It literally was like she did not like him at all. So I think Michael made the mistake of saying yes on decision day when he know damn well everything said that he should have said no. Especially whenever they decided to live separately. So I'm glad he came to that realization. And Jasmine just needs to get some therapy.
I completely agree. Actually, I feel like Jasmina has a level of delusion to her that is dangerous. And I think that when she said he was aggressive and he stopped talking to her because he didn't feel safe talking to her, um, I feel like he was in his right to do that. And I feel like um she weaponized that word against him when she said it. I think it was intentional. And I think she's trying to act like, well, if I say aggressive, that doesn't mean that it's aggressive in a physical way. I think when people say aggressive, they think they mean a physical way. And I understand the difference between the two. However, when you're having an argument, it's conflict. It's not going to always feel good. And for you to get on national television and put it out there as if you felt scared in any way when you know you didn't. Because he didn't physically, nothing she said about what happened was a physical thing. You know what I'm saying? So for her to to do that, I feel like it was a passive aggressive way of creating that barrier, first of all. And I also feel like it's a part of what is wrong with Jasmina that is going unchecked about her. That's why I totally agree with her going to see a therapist, because it is something that by the time she gets older, people are going to realize it's some type of real like mental disease or something going on with Jasmina. Because like the way she will respond, I low-key feel like she emotionally abused him. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a
Yeah.
coldness, but then you were requiring
She
openness.
did. Mm-hmm.
You were constantly trying to control the way he expressed himself. You gaslit him in a lot of the situations, and you misconstrue situations. And then you leave with this very disingenuous energy as if you were really giving him a chance. And I feel like that was more about people not seeing you the way they see Alyssa than it was about y'all actually trying to give it a chance. Which is why as soon as y'all decided on decision day that y'all were going to be together, that y'all also were not going to live together. So
Because
yeah, it's sad.
When she said that he never made her feel he never made her feel like he wanted her romantically, I felt like because you made him feel like he didn't have a chance, so he never wanted to cross your boundaries with what he may have wanted. Because then I feel like had he been aggressive in trying to pursue her romantically, she would have made it seem creepy, pervy. Like he tried to take it. I think it would have been that. So I
I
do
think
feel
her
like
saying he was aggressive set the standard. Like I think that was the
yeah,
thing to make him not do anything else that was too comfortable
yeah.
with her.
So
It
I think
was
it was
two
what she made
moments
it.
when I
Pursue.
knew it was something wrong with her, and this was from the damn beginning. Number one was whenever her mom came on and explained that she was abandoned. And then whenever she got on the show, she acted like Michael was the only one who had dealt with any trauma in his life. And then you sat there and had the guy recount seeing his dead brother outside while you sat there and waited for him to cry. Meanwhile, you shared no openness. So to me, that showed like you definitely have disassociated yourself from the trauma that you went through in your life, because you were whole ass abandoned by both of your biological parents at an age where you could remember. But you, for whatever reason, feel like Michael's the only one who needs to open up and get in touch with his traumas. That to me is just weird as fuck. And it was a power thing too. Like, oh, you cry to me and tell me what you saw, but we don't get nothing from you. It's definitely a delusion, like Bondy said.
I mean, Jesus, peace be unto her. Let's go with Steve and annoying. Annoying. I stopped calling her annoying, but even she's still annoying to me. They're still married, surprisingly. But surprisingly, because I feel like she's so weird, nitpicky. I want my way. I thought Steve may not like that once they were off camera, but I guess she may be better now. They live together. She says about 6 days a week, so she kept her place, but they live together at his when they're together, so they have space apart too. He still is not working, but he gave her a timeline. Like if he needed to work, this will be what it was. Now, Kevin asked him, how big is your bank account? He did not give us, I want a number. I really, really want a number, but that's that man business. But he said like he provided her, no, she said he showed me he's responsible financially. He also brought up how he invested very well. He has some cryptocurrency and he saved money to be where he is. I feel like we thought that all season. So I'm not surprised that
I
he's
didn't.
still You didn't. See, I'm not surprised at all. I think he always had that, like, I don't have to work, bitch, leave me be. And Noise that she's now comfortable with him not working or whatever. She trusts somebody to his actions. A part of me still feels like she's annoying. And I don't see it working long term if she stays in that. I still think I'm right. And we may have arguments based on me not wanting to budge away from what I want in this. So I wonder how they're going to be like in 6 months to a year.
I'm gonna tell you, Necey, what should have made us realize he was rich. Think about his attitude. So he got a rich man attitude. He feel like because he clean and he cook that he shouldn't like she shouldn't like he should like you remember what they were talking about? I'm right now, but you remember what they were talking about? How he was like, you know, he wanted her to still kind of do things around the house. And he kind of was blowing up what he was doing in the household. And then on top of that, his attitude a lot of the time was kind of condescending. And we saw that when they were talking to her sister, you know, her sister slash brother. Sriracha, depending on which one we're getting. Okay, but Sriracha told us that the way he talked to people is very condescending, like he's a, you know, a know-it-all. And I was like, so condescending, know-it-all. Then you add that to the way he kind of was like, I ain't got to tell y'all I got money. It was coming off like I'm being protective of my funds because I'm a rich nigga. And not, I'm trying to hide anything from you. Because when he said, he said, I invested in crypto at the beginning. Anybody that invested in crypto at the beginning hit huge. Yeah. Like millions and millions of dollars. Like I know people who like made millions and millions of dollars off of hitting off crypto at the beginning of it. So that's why I know that I was picking up off that, but he was hiding that condescending shit and him feeling like he was that little cleaning and cooking and making the noodles on time and shit that he was doing. He was making it seem like that was such a big deal. And it's because he probably feels like, look, most men who make money like me or who are like me probably don't even do these things. So you should be really happy that I'm doing these. That's how they be. Remember, like Chris Samuels on Love and Marriage DC has that same thing, or because they do certain things they feel like they don't have to do anything more. And that's a lot of times a rich man's mentality, because I do this and this, I don't have to do nothing else. So I kind of feel like,
you know what I wonder though? I wonder if after watching the season and seeing things she said about him and that Sriracha said about him, I wonder if he was like a bit aggravated with how they, I guess, didn't believe him saying he was good, because they did like talk shit or whatever. So I wonder if it was less like condescending because I think I'm better than, and more about I saw what you said, bitch. I don't need to, you know what I'm saying, do this or that because I have, you know, crypto. I'm saying I wonder if it was that, because
no, when I was saying he was condescending, I wasn't talking about what we've seen of him. I'm talking about the way Noise brother was talking. It to me sounds like the way they interact. And then when they were showing some of them clips, I feel like I was hearing it. I was hearing the tone.
I don't think he's understand. I think Noise is childish as fuck. So I think for sure. Whenever Steve talks to her in a very logical, matter-of-fact way, like you doing all this, but I'm gonna stay right here, I think she sees that as condescending. But for Noy and Steve, for whatever reason, Noy still didn't seem satisfied, even though she claimed she was satisfied. And I don't think that she was unsatisfied because he doesn't have the money he says. I think that I don't think he's probably giving her any more. I don't think she even knows exactly how much money he has, which I feel like is probably why she isn't satisfied. Either she doesn't know, or they aren't living like the money that he says he has, because I don't know. She just didn't seem like she was very.
She not leaving though, and everybody else is.
She's not leaving.
And she kept her own place too. So maybe because he not paying, like she don't have to pay his bills. Like they have two separate places, so they could be it too. That she's not concerned with her being homeless because she has her own place.
And I think he showed her the investments. He probably didn't show her what was in his checking account. He probably, but when he told her, He said he showed her the plan and his investments. And I think when he showed her the investments, I think that's probably what made her feel more comfortable. It's because she can see what long-term money he may have. But I think she doesn't have the complete picture. And that might be another area for her to, kind of feel like, we're good. But I also feel like essentially she's just a person that's not going to be happy because I don't think she's happy within herself. And she'll keep making it about other people. She'll make it about him. She'll make it about them not having the perfect amount of kids. She'll make it about them not having a house that they want. She'll make it about all of those other things instead of figuring out like why she's so unhappy all on her own. Because I feel like she probably was unhappy all on her own. She just always looked pained.
Her ass hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Like a hemorrhoid. Like
it just popped out my mouth. Like I shouldn't say that.
It's
Mark and Lindsay, last couple, they are not together anymore. They were still fussing like it was a season, so it was weird. But I'm not. I feel like they both said yes, and I don't know why. But I think they thought when the cameras are gone, they both may be different, and it seemed like when the camera was gone, they were both the same. Mark still feel like she's like a bully, and that she'll pick. And Lindsay said, I feel like you used me to help you finish your family's house and then discarded me off and said, going about my business or whatever. I still feel like Lindsay is a bully. I feel like she knew Mark was a pussy and she used that as a way to beat up on him until she left, until she was gone. So I don't feel bad for Lindsay saying that Mark used her when she knew how he was and she still stayed. Like if you felt that, you could have left. And I think Mark was dumb for staying with her because she's fucking bully. So I don't feel bad for either one of them. I'm happy they are broken up, but I do feel like Lindsay acts oblivious to how bad she is. Like even her saying that she moved to California to find men who are intellectual because he isn't. I'm like, it makes me feel like when he said that she would be mean to him, I'm like, she would be. And she would act like she wouldn't. So I'm like, well, no, bitch, you're mean. It's fine. So, but just admit that. Like, I'm happy they broke up. And she gone.
I don't know what kind of threats they was that were putting out because they kept saying that it was like crazy, heinous threats, but then they would only say stuff like, "Oh, I'm gonna kick you out," and I'm like, y'all are not telling the truth because something about Lindsay is giving me very much. You missing some marbles. You off your damn rocker. I feel like she was probably threatening this man's life, but they didn't want to say it on TV because they kept talking about how intense it was. I do think that Mark decided to stay with her so that way he could get that house fixed up. Absolutely, because he didn't have anywhere to stay. And then he ended up, giving her a taste of her own medicine by saying, I'll put you out because you ain't got nowhere to go since you got rid of your place. I think both of them are equally toxic. I think that Mark utilizes the victim role. You're a grown ass 40-year-old ass man, and you've only been abused by women in your life, is what it sounds like. So I think he needs to figure out what type of backbone he wants in his next relationship. But these two were I could definitely see why the experts put them together, but they were so opposite and so complementary in the most toxic way. I'm so glad they're not together.
I am also glad this did not turn into a Lifetime movie. It seems like she poisoned him, and it seemed like he would he'd pay somebody to kill her, and then she would poison him, and then she would still end up getting killed by the person who he sent to kill her. Like it seems like that type of Lifetime movie situation with the two of them. I would just say that he's a user, and she really feels validated to handle him the way she does with the passive aggressive because it's like I'm not going to talk directly to him, but I'm going to say, I'm going to talk cash money shit about how ain't shit he is. And I feel like Lindsay doesn't realize that real growth doesn't need all of that extra shit that she's coming with. Meaning if you really were the bigger person or the better person as you try to promote yourself to be when you're having conflict with Mark, you're always trying to point out how much better than him you are. I would like to remind you that if you really were that person, you would not have to beat him over the head with how weak he is. We can see it. You don't have to tell us. We've been here. Okay.
You also want me on the show.
All right. And as much as he's weak, you are a bully. So at the end of the day, if you want to look at him bad for being a weak man, I'm gonna look at you bad for being the type of woman that will bully a weak man just because you could. And that's what you did. And you did all of the shit that you did so that you could use it against him, so that you could make him feel like he needed to be more loyal to you, or he needed to deal with your bullshit and how you talk to him and how you treat him and how you demean him and how you talk about how bad his sex is after you beg for it. Okay? Like, ain't that some shit? And then you're gonna turn around and talk about him all bad like that and play him out while you do these things for him. And you know he's using you, but you allow him to do it anyway so that you can be the victim later on. And it's the same thing he was doing to you. He used your ass up and then did the I'm not really gonna be in confrontation so that I can be the nice guy and make her look like an asshole, even though I am an asshole myself. Like, that's what he was doing. So they ended up doing the same thing to each other. Okay, it's a shame.
Jesus.
You know, you would hope that they learned, but neither one of them did.
They won't. Let's move on to our next show, honey. But first of all, we need y'all to do something. Just like the video because it's what y'all supposed to do. I want to get body shaking. We are on. We are on. Put a ring on it, honey. We'll need 3 couples who need to all break up, but they probably won't. Because I'm like, go away with me. Go away, get on my face. Let's start with Otis and Charlie because the episode picked up where Charlie was picking if she wanted to date the guy again, and she said, "I do not want a date with a boy because I feel like he wants to take me from Otis, and I don't want that kind of energy in my situation." And Otis' reply was, "I feel like the old boy might have felt like or looked at her like she was a weak woman who can be taken from someone else." And it was like, what the fuck, why don't you? But Otis being Otis, I mean, it's Otis being Otis. Now, I feel like the whole episode, they were fussing about shit, but in my head, it didn't make sense. I couldn't figure out what exactly each of their problems. I may have just not been paying enough attention, but them fussing about quality time and how if we together, but you on Instagram, that ain't this. I don't know. What do you? Because I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
They were arguing over what the other one valued as quality time. She was saying what she wanted from him, and every time she was telling him, "I want you to, reaffirm me or whatever," he would say, "Yeah, but I do that." Or she would say, "I would want quality time," and he would say, "Yeah, but we do have quality time." And she would say, "No, I mean it this way." I don't think that they should be together, but like you said, they probably are not leaving. Yeah, I I noticed at the end of this episode, Otis, he came to the conclusion that he probably should have listened to Charlie. And I feel like that's the second or third time that he's had this huge realization that maybe Charlie was right, which tells me that his first intent is to just fall into what he thinks is right. And it makes me feel like all these changes are coming a little bit too late. Eventually, you would train yourself to slow down and be like, okay, but what does she want from me? And he
has be in defense mode.
Yeah, he's in defense mode, and he's not trying to be different. I think he waits until they get in front of Dr. Nicole, and then once she explains it, he's like, "Oh yeah, I could have done that, but because this is a second or third time, I'm trying to understand when is he actually going to slow down, process, and think about what's the right thing to do in the moment." It's not second nature to him. So I'm starting to feel like they shouldn't be together, but whatever. We gonna see. They're gonna be together at the end of this because that's what they come here for. They don't come here for nothing different.
For me, I said the same thing. I don't think that he is genuine. I think anytime he's telling her that he wants to do something different, it's a manipulation to keep her. It's not because he actually wants to do it, because I don't think he basically was saying that anytime she tells him that she's bothered by something in their relationship, he doesn't believe it and he thinks she's just complaining to complain. Which, when you think about it, that's stupid. Like, I know women do that, but essentially they really don't. Like, usually most sane women like Charlie, who, from what we've seen, okay, will complain about something that's actually bothering them, and men will just ignore it. And so the women will just kind of be on repeat with the complaint over and over and over again. And there's never really any resolve until either she just gets resigned and lets it go, or she leaves. Okay. It just depends on the type of woman she is. So I think he thinks he can tire her out. And that's why I said, I think he found her, thought that she was impressive, and wanted to break her down, almost as if it was a badge of honor to find a successful woman to put under his control. Because I almost feel like he comes off aesthetically like he's extremely impressive, but ultimately I think Charlie might be more, successful in her career, or just it gives off like she's more successful than him in some capacity, and he just doesn't want that to be known or something. So I don't think they should be together, because I think he tries too heavily to manipulate and harm her. Like, why were you thinking long game for when you were going to be able to hurt her from her bringing those flowers home? Like, that's too much. Like, you were thinking way too long and hard about how to hurt her. Like, think about it, dude.
Still is trying to hurt her.
Yeah, like you thought long and hard on how to hurt the person that you say you love over some fucking flowers. Like, come on, son.
He crazy. He gets ass whooped. Yeah, we all hope they just break up. They probably won't. Because they just like to aggravate us every season. Shorty and Kenneth. She had another day with Tavy. Is it Tavy or Tavy? I think it's Tavy. They went salsa dancing. This is their third date. So he did ask her, like, what is going, like, third date, what's going on or whatever. And I feel like she did not have a real answer. Saying about how he's the whole vibe, but also she has the whole situation at home. I'm like, we know you don't want Kenneth. So it's like, why not be honest about that? And her saying that if they had a fourth date, it may be like cheating. I don't even think she really wants Tavy. I think she's just enjoying trying to get Kenneth out of her life. So it's weird to me that to me, the fact that I feel like she's being fake with Tavy, I wonder is she being fake in any way with Kenneth, because she's making him think, I do like you, but I'm like, I think you're doing it because you're bored. And then Kenneth has a one-on-one with Dr. Nicole, who brings up how they're just arguing a lot right now and how she is below the belt, making him feel worse than he already feels. And it's a weird thing about, I don't feel bad for Kenneth, but I also feel bad for him. I feel like he's had a chance to be better, and he just hasn't. But she knows that. But she'll still rag on him for who she know he's been this whole time.
Right.
And so that's the weird part about, it's not that she's lying about how she feels about you, but how she may talk about him is what hurts him, and maybe not want him. It's not helping him be better. You beating him down. It's not the thing to encourage him to be better. So it's that weird thing. Like, I don't feel bad, but I do feel bad, but I don't. It's like a back and forth or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so when they're at the end of the episode, and she's picking up Tavy, whatever, and when he said how, she said Kenneth has the desire to want to lead, but he isn't in a space to figure out how to do it. And she always jabs at me. You know what I'm saying? And she does it, and it's just what it is or whatever. And when she brought up how, well, you want the most for doing the least, because, you know what I'm saying, I pay bills. And he said, first of all, we won't pay bills, and you just got to make more money than me. So part of me felt like, are we not getting the full narrative about what's going on with them? Because she didn't deny what he said. Right. And I was like, that's what, because she didn't say, I'm saying it was a weird. Yeah, so I don't, I'm starting to feel like, we know she came here to get him out of her life, but I'm like, but is she faking it to make it seem like it's only him, it's not also her?
See, Jaylee, I have some shared thoughts. Yeah, so part of me did not feel bad for him at all, because I know he crazy as hell.
Right.
But part of me felt bad for the situation, because these are two miserable ass people. She needs to take Kenneth for what he is, okay? And I don't mean she needs to take him, but I mean she needs to come to the realization that he didn't play all his damn cards. So you need to decide if you're going to leave, so that way the both of y'all won't sit in misery. But in the same breath, Kenneth also low-key reminds me of Mark from Married at First Sight. And it's like, if you know you so much of a catch, then why don't you just leave first? Unless there really is something that you're benefiting out of this. The bills conversation threw me because she didn't deny. He said, you just started making a little bit more money than me. And whenever he said I pay majority of the bills, I was like, is he talking about utilities? Like, are you talking about the count? Are you talking about the dollar amount? That's what I was wondering, but she didn't seem to deny it. So I'm wondering is there a possibility that like Shorty sees an ideal relationship? Does she have a friend who has a man who don't require her to do nothing, and a rich man is what she wants? Like, I'm trying to figure out what exactly Shorty wants, because at first we were given the illusion that Kenneth was a bum ass dude, like 100% bum ass dude. But now that we know that he pays bills and was paying her more of the bills.
Yeah.
Well, he said majority of the bills and she didn't deny
it. Didn't say nothing.
So if he was doing that, now I'm starting to wonder what exactly Shorty wants out of her relationship. That just threw me. I was confused.
Okay. So for me, I think he's lying. I think she didn't respond because I'm not going to respond to something that you always say that we both know isn't true. I watched his YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel where he posts a whole bunch of little bitty videos of the two of them together. And even he titled one of the videos, Kenneth paying all the bills. If you go to the video, and she's literally in a video talking about how you don't pay none of the bills. She said you don't pay any of the bills. And she covers up her head with the blanket because he's always putting his camera phone in her face. So like throughout a lot of the videos, he's recording her and she's like, stop, and it seems like it's okay. But then when you see the pattern of almost all of the videos, she's like, come on, bro, stop. Like she's consistently saying stop. And it's almost given obsessed. It's given that he's obsessed with her.
This is from like their over the past 3 years or something, like since the show?
No, it looks like old stuff because her hair was short. So it almost seemed like over the course, like some stuff from maybe a couple of years ago, because her hair was short. But it to me, it definitely was given. I'm in a relationship with a man that's obsessed with me. And when you say what she wants in her relationship, I imagine that she probably wanted somebody that wasn't rich because she doesn't want to be controlled. I think she wanted, because she's the older woman with a younger man, I think she wanted somebody that was going to come in and knock her block off. And yeah, okay, if you weren't making all of the money, but you still was out here trying to, do something with yourself, then I would be okay with it. When her and her mom talked about how she wanted to get a house and she gave him a year to save her some money and he didn't save a dime, that let me know that he's there financially because she's taking care of him. And until he can find a woman that can take care of him, he's not going anywhere. And they keep putting him on dates with women who are his age, who are younger, who are probably less accomplished or don't have as much money, or, because even one of the girls who he's going to go on a date with the girl next week, that was Shorty's intern. So that was somebody that at some point worked for Shorty. And now you all interested in her. It's because you want to make Shorty mad now because she said that she liked the dude. Now you being jealous and shit.
This YouTube channel is so weird. Mm-hmm. This YouTube channel is so weird. Obsessed in like stalker, like if I can't have you, nobody can have you.
Exactly.
Oh,
and that's why I feel like it's not that simple. I think the way she talks to him, that's why I don't feel bad for him, because I feel like the way she talks to him is out of frustration. And when she told us she tried to leave him before and he came and found her and she took him back, yeah, she has some responsibility herself in this for sure. I think she absolutely in some way enjoys the toxicity of the obsessive relationship because it does have its moments where it feels good for somebody to be obsessing over you like that and to be, making you feel like you're all they think about. But when you're a grown woman at some point, you want a nigga to have their own shit going on. Get off of me. Go do something. And he probably really doesn't have that. I mean, look at when he met with his brother. And like, it was almost the way he met with the brother. It was like that he don't ever go nowhere. He ain't got nowhere to go. So you just come over to the house and I'm gonna cook us something to eat because I ain't got no money to take us out nowhere. And I know you ain't got no money. So we just gonna come to the house, eat some of these steaks that Shorty had brought that's in the refrigerator. I mean, I could be wrong, but
I want to see
sound about right. Now that I've seen the old videos,
I want to see the reunion. I want to see what's happening with them.
Y'all need to go look at the old video. In these videos, this man ain't got no haircut. It looked like she found him found him. Okay, don't
But see, that's the
make
kicker
me
though. If the
forget that.
old videos make him look like he's a bum, then why would she think that he was? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a
She
weird thing.
knew.
Like, it's like,
What you mean? What you think she thought?
I think if her thing was, he told me he was his other person. Because I haven't seen the YouTube videos, but if he looked like he was maybe not, the most put together, if she did it from the beginning, then why are you now making it seem like you were fooled if he looked like a piece of shit then?
I don't think he looked like a piece of shit then. I think he know how to clean up like a lot of men know how to clean up when
He
he's trying to
did.
trap a woman.
He did look bad. He looked bad to
And
me.
I think he got comfortable. No, I mean, like, he looked bad back then, but we don't know what he looked like on their very first date when they first went out, and he was acting like he had something that he didn't have. Remember, she was like, he put on like he had what he didn't have, which makes me feel like he a fucking scammer. He know how to look like he got something when he really don't. And you get these poor little women dickmatized because it ain't hard. If you know your dick game is off the chain, all you gotta do is fuck her up a few times, and she gonna be addicted to the shit, especially if she been out here not getting no dick for a minute. So I think he got her digmatized, and then she thought that he had potential, like a lot of women, and thought that she could work with him, and probably gave him chances to get his shit together, and he never did. And then she left, and then what did he do? He did the psycho stalker thing, and she thought the shit was cute and took him back. So she's immature too, for sure. But I don't feel sorry for him, not at all, not even a little bit.
I hope they both break up. But let's move on to Shay and Alfonso because this is bad as well. So Shay said, I'm gonna stop trying to control him. I'm gonna stop trying to give him rules. I'm gonna allow him to write his own narrative, as Dr. Nicole said. But then when the day came to do, she gave the girl rules. I feel like, how can you say that you're going to allow him to date without you interfering, but you then go talk to her and say the same thing you would have said to him? So I'm like, Shay is on bullshit. And I do feel like on a date he liked Ogre. I think he was more enthusiastic about this date than he has been in others. It was a little bit of a attraction to me, in my opinion. I don't know what the girl name was. Shay had a date as well with a guy who, first of all, called himself by his DJ name, which is weird to me. He was from Detroit, and he said that he lived in Atlanta. And he grew up in Atlanta. No one from Detroit ever say when we move, we don't know. We always do. So I don't like him. But he has a 1-year-old child, and he brings up how, because she asked him, like, how would you integrate like your child, the mom who you're dating? And he gave all the right answers, and how I would make sure to communicate that and make sure she knows and this and that and that and this. And when he told her how if your dude ain't doing that, he's fooling you, and you know that, and he know that too, like he know what he's doing. I felt like he wasn't telling Shay anything she didn't already know. I feel like Shay has been in denial for a long time, and I don't get why she made it seem as if, oh, you saying all the right things. We've all told you this. I think you've told yourself this. So
she was playing.
I don't know. It's like she's waiting for someone to tell her, like, oh, I've been being dumb. Yes, and you know this because you're a smart woman. So it's just weird. How
is she?
Is she smart?
Mm-hmm.
I think she knows 2 + 2 is 4, but I don't think she knows 4 times 4 is 16. And that's the weird thing that, you know what I'm saying? She a little bit smart, but not all the way smart. And, I'm like, I just want her to stop trying to make their big issue that I don't know your family. I think it's a bigger issue, which is, he don't really, or he did not want to really integrate you in their life. So either accept it or don't, but don't make it seem as if you're getting all these epiphanies based on these conversations and these meetings with people, which you knew coming into it. And even though Alfonso wants to be with her, he wants to be with her how he wants it, and she know that. So I'm like, again, I don't mind if they stay together, but I just need them both to accept their roles and how they've made their relationship, and that's it.
Shay very much gives 2-parent household. That's the level of is she smart or not that I think she's at. She the same one who called this man her spouse, and Dr. Nicole had to run back that definition of a spouse. Yeah, I think she's playing dumb, but I think it just hit different to hear somebody say out loud what you already knew. You can try to convince yourself that something doesn't make sense if you want it bad enough, but whenever you hear somebody else say it out loud, it hit different because it's like, damn, I was right. But she ain't gonna do nothing with it. So, I mean, that's cute that you want to act like you came to the realization you're not going to do nothing with it. And this dude who was a DJ, he has a 1-year-old. So it's really nothing that you could tell me about co-parenting. You got a fresh baby. Why are you? Did y'all find it weird that he said to her, I have a family at home? And then said that he had a 1-year-old. So then that made me question, do you still live with your baby mama? What does he mean? I have a family at home, but then you have a 1-year-old. You have a son at home, or you have a family at home? Like, what you talking about? So yeah, she ain't gonna do nothing with it. And then she got to the point to where all couples do on this TV show. The first time I described this, I think it was like 2 seasons ago, where the couples get on the show, they want to do the work at first, and then they realize they only have a couple of weeks left. They want to ring so bad. Like when you work at a fast food job, you stand on the clock with the broom in your hand, but you really ain't sweeping nothing, just look like you're taking up space. That's exactly what the fuck Shay is doing by trying to act like she's on her best behavior, because now she can see the ring right in front of her. So she gonna try to act like she got her shit together. Fonzo gonna act like he gets his shit together, so that way they can be peaceful until she gets the ring, and they gonna go back to the same routine.
Sounds about right. So I'm over Shay and Fonzo, because I feel like essentially you want to be like young and dumb. You want to fight and argue over this man. You want to do all of this because essentially I think what a lot of women figure out about men is that men need hard ass boundaries, meaning that if they feel like they could play with you, they gonna play with you. And she never is steadfast in learning the lesson. She'll act like she learned the lesson, but she'll always end up showing that she's the same person. She just wants him to validate her constantly, instead of realizing that if you're not going to give me what I want, then I guess I don't need to be here. All of these chances, all of this time, all of these conversations, it's stupid, because Fonzo is just going to keep laughing at you and doing whatever the fuck he want to do. So if she doesn't see that, she can do better and she can get a rich man that won't put her through this, somebody who quietly and still make you the main girl, that's what she's asking for. She's asking, make me the wife, put me up, make sure I come first, do what you're supposed to do, answer my phone calls, and keep these hoes in their place, and you can do what you want to do. But just make sure these hoes know their place. And he is laughing at her like, girl, please. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. And if I don't want to check a bitch, I ain't checking a bitch. Now what? Like, that's basically how he be playing with her. So I just kind of feel like that's what she want to be at. So that's what she going to do.
Leave her where she is. Speaking of leaving folk where they is, let's move on to our next show, which we thought we were done with, but it's back again. Basketball, heifers and hoes and girlfriends and exes, because there's not many wives. It's really not many wives. There's 2 wives. Jackie's a wife and Brandy's a wife. Everybody else is either and then Malaysian and Jen are ex-wives. Other ones are just ex-girlfriends. So I'm like, I really don't like the whole name basketball wives, because they're not really wives.
Did Duffy ever date anybody in the league? I didn't think she ever did. She did? Oh.
She dated
her original baby daddy, I believe.
Yeah, was a basketball player, if I'm not mistaken. So it was always been basketball girlfriends. Really not wives. Even Shawnee was an ex-wife when the show started, but I'm gonna leave that be. I felt like the show, so overall for the show, it was a different feel. I didn't feel as aggravated watching it as I did the last 2 seasons. So I think that's a plus. I like that we did not get too much of Shawnee. That's great too. I felt like this whole episode was really about Malaysia and Brandy. We did see Doug and Jackie get married for the 26th time at a wedding with them fake guests, which is on them. I don't think that was for the show for sure, because I'm like, what was your son? And what was the dark-skinned daughter? So that was weird to me. Even Malaysia having a conversation with Jackie about her ex-husband, who I don't think Malaysia, they were even really together when she first came on the show. But it was weird having Malaysia talk to Jackie about her ex-husband, who's now a coach, and how it is having him be a coach and being busy. And I feel like y'all wasn't together. So what he do don't really concern your life. The kids, yeah, because that's their daddy. But she brought up how he doesn't pay child support. And I'm like, okay. And then, Malaysia versus Brandy, the whole thing of Malaysia and Brandy never really telling us where their rift came. Like, neither one of us said, like, what happened. It's just they come in, we see they're not cool or whatever. So I still want to know what happened. To me, I think Brandy feeling like Malaysia knew her daddy died and was denying it was a bit extra. she may not have known. I think she did know, but didn't care. But I'm like,
Hell yeah,
like,
she
who
knew.
cares? Because it's weird. You can't be friends for 15 years and not have mutual friends. So I'm like, somebody told you that lady daddy died, and you probably just didn't care. And what I felt like it was because when she said how you had COVID, we weren't talking, and so I didn't reach out because we wasn't talking. So why would your daddy death be different? Which to me means you knew he died, and you knew I shouldn't reach out because I didn't reach out when he died from COVID. So it was just like Malaysia does have a character flaw. Malaysia does have a very stank attitude. When she came in that day party with an attitude, I'm like, bitch, go home. Like, you came in with a whole fucked up place, and I like that Brandy checked her, but I also want to know why y'all beefing.
Right. Brandy was down there lip quivering when she walked over there and was like, you know, Wolf died. Her mouth was, I was like, oh gosh, this is intense. This is real. Like, damn, she really mad. Yeah, Malaysia is lying. And I think Jackie's all the way right whenever she say that it's more than what Malaysia is putting on. But yeah, I think it was a good first episode. Wasn't nothing really too heavy. I wonder in what capacity we'll get Shawnee on the show. Did she just show up for an appearance on the first episode or what? But other than that, I really don't have very many other thoughts about the show so far. I'm gonna stay tuned in because I want to know what happened with Brandy and Malaysia.
Even when Jen said y'all like best friends.
Girl, please. They was mean girls that had fun being mean girls together, and now they being mean girls to each other. To me, at the end of the day. I don't know, but to me, I really do feel like I saw a change in Malaysia's face when she said Wolf died. But I also feel like there's a level of which Malaysia just doesn't give a fuck because she doesn't have the fucks to give. Like, I think Malaysia's obviously going through something right now. And you can tell, and I think it has something to do with the money. I think the girls thought that they were set. I think the girls thought that they were going to be living a luxury lifestyle forever, and now they're seeing that they're not that old, and this shit is it's not what they thought it was going to be. And I think Malaysia has this energy of, I need to figure out a way to get back on my game, and now I'm on this show, and I'm going to be showing that I'm not on my game. And I'm used to being the girl that's on her game. So people are going to judge me extra hard. And I think that's why she shows up to all of the scenes, looking and acting stank.
Sad.
Because she knows that people are gonna, she gonna have to eventually deal with the situation. Yeah, Malaysia probably did get millions in a divorce settlement, but do y'all know how much the cost of living? Yeah,
right.
Like the cost of living has went up. The pandemic, if you're not bringing in more money, if she didn't do something to make sure that money was working for her, then she would have just, exactly, which a lot of these girls did. They just don't, they're not smart. And the men knew that. And they just give them the money and they don't help them maintain it. And I also feel like she probably doesn't have those kids as much as she's putting on. So I think that she's struggling.
Do you think she spent the money? Like, do you think that he gave her all the millions, and that could be why he doesn't pay child support? Because he gave her money then?
I think they don't have to pay child. He doesn't have to pay child support probably, or he doesn't pay child support because she doesn't have the kids all the time. From what I understand, word on the curb is that he has the kids more than she does. She acting like they with him for the summer, but in fact, they may be with him more often because she can't afford to take care of all of them at the same time, all the time like that. So I am wondering, you know what I'm saying? What the situation is, huh?
Their kids are young. They're like 10 and like 13, 14. They're not even like older.
I also never really
seen her with the kids.
Huh?
We never really see her with the kids, even before.
No,
like,
we
never
didn't
really
even
seen
before.
Her with them like that.
They will come around, but like not, it wasn't like it didn't seem like they were always with her, even before. But Brandy, I think that Brandy is aggressive as fuck. I think that the way Brandy came at Malaysia was out of pocket. I understand you felt like she was lying, and you may perfectly be right. But so what, Brandy? Y'all wasn't fucking talking. And to me, I really don't want to talk to somebody that's coming at me like she was going at her. Like, I don't even feel like being bothered. Like, it reminded me of what I didn't like about Brandy when she was on the show previously. She would just always turn up or do way too much, like she's not watching herself, like she don't know how she is coming off like just very talking down to somebody. She was talking to Malaysia like Malaysia was her fucking child.
That was a good point, Bondy, because she went over there with the intent. She said, I'm going to go over there to talk to her, and went over there with the intent to make her feel bad. But my question is, like, if Malaysia said, I'm sorry, I knew, but I didn't say nothing, like, what was going to happen from there? Like, It was just awkward.
Like, it didn't matter what she said, you were going to still be upset because you just want to be a victim, to me. Just like how when they actually did have the conversation later on, it seemed like no matter what Malaysia says to her, she's still going to want to have a problem. Because to me, at some point, if somebody says they didn't know something, even if I don't believe them, I'm going to have to let it go. Because beyond that, what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? And
that's
I just feel like it's way too much aggression.
I feel like it's weird because it's like they both. I feel like the same way that Brandy is vocally abrasive, I think Malaysia is quiet demeanor, but she's still the same way. She's not saying shit.
Oh yeah, she's passive aggressive as fuck.
I wonder whatever the issue is they fell out about. It's like they both still feel like they don't owe the other one nothing. Yeah, so it's like it's just a weird like dynamic now, and it's like.
It's beef. It feel like it's beef and acting like it's not, but beef is what's for dinner. If you ask me, and I just I don't think they're gonna get over it either. I think they still beefed out to this day. I think Malaysia has shown herself to be one of those immature, miserable people. And when she got money, she can pretend to be nice and she can do nice, nasty, and she's cute and she has money. But see, when bitches ain't got no money or when they're struggling to keep up their lifestyle, they get real aggy around this bitch. And I'm wondering if Brandy is still doing okay financially, because that would be even more so why Malaysia will kind of be like, bitch, I don't even feel like dealing with you so you could push in my face that your nigga still taking care of you and mine not taking care of me no more.
And it's weird because Brandy still with her husband, but Malaysia and old boy been divorced for years. And so for me, I always wonder what Malaysia do for money. So when she said how she had to come back to LA, to work, I feel like, okay, it's to show your work, because like I don't follow her on social media, but I don't know what else Malaysia does to make money. Like I don't know if she has like other businesses or whatever. So that's always a question. Like when she said I came to LA to work, okay, but what's the work supposed to be?
Yeah. I couldn't tell I never thought about Malaysia's money running out, but it do make sense with the way that the wig was laid compared to how her hair used to be laid on the show.
Is the wig supposed to be? It was dry and thick. I was like, what is wrong with
her hair? Used to be. I remember really liking her hair on the show, and then I don't know if I'm being delusional. I got to go back and look, but I do remember liking her style, and yeah, the wig was given.
One of these times, people don't understand that adults still trip over friendship loss unless you have friends that if friends like that you won't understand. I feel like that felt like shade of some sort. I don't know why, but like unless you got friends like that, you don't know what it's like to be that mad at a bitch who not paying your bills. I'm sorry. Like I understand what it's like to be in a bad way with your friends, but the way I don't want to be, if it means that I have to have friends like Brandy, people that talk to me like I'm a child when they have an issue with me, then I don't want to be friends with a bitch. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Like, you're not gonna talk to me like that. I'm a grown ass woman and we could have a conversation, but you're not gonna talk to me like that and think that it's just because we're friends. Like no, it's something called respect. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what else I thought it was? I think how they both said they had not talked in 3 years. I think so in my head, I feel like if there's some kind of beef or issue and we ain't talk, it may not be nicey just yet, because we still holding on to that issue. So I hope they're first getting out this frustration shit. Okay, get that all out. Fuss, argue, bullshit. And then once that has kind of died down, then maybe more, constructive, not constructive, but more nice conversations about what the issue is can happen. So I only get this because I'm like, if I ain't talked to this in 3 years and I've been pissed, you're gonna get that energy because I ain't said shit to you.
Exactly.
I just hope it
that's what I'm saying. Like if Malaysia is down here, why are you up here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, just ego wise, I wouldn't be giving somebody all of that if they Girl, yeah, I barely want to even speak to you. I'm not gonna go and give you all that emotion. You know my dad died, right? While you're sitting here acting like you don't care about me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just no. I'm not doing all that. I'm sorry. I don't care.
Yeah. And Malaysia has a boutique. I just looked it up.
Oh, do she?
Online boutique called Vanity something 10.
And it's like she by Sheree.
Yeah,
no,
joggers. It's joggers and stuff like that.
Is it for real?
Out with a line.
Yeah, it is.
I'm saying girls would. Oh yeah, like I understand what you mean. Like when you say like girls treat their friends. You know, some girls be with their friends how they be with their men. And I get that, but I don't necessarily feel like that's healthy either way. Like I'm gonna say that. Like I think whatever.
Hell no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I can't put. I feel like the older you get, you appreciate your friendships, but you have priorities that lie other places. And I don't think that I would ever go through a breakup with a friend in that type of way. I don't think I would. And if there was a fallout, like at this point, the friends who go, I mean, I'm at peace. It is what it is, you know.
But I do like that episode 1 did not make me feel like I don't want to watch the season. Yeah. So I'm happy that, you know, it's a different feeling. And that could be because, you know, Shawnee wasn't really on like that. You know, Evelyn's gone. You know, we don't have we don't have to have the conversation about, you know, OG, how she was treated now. Like it's a whole fresh new storyline. So I like that. So we shall see what happens next. But the next show we have is Housewives of Atlanta. I really feel like it was a filler episode because I felt like nothing really happened besides the Tea Party stuff. I feel like everything else was like filler.
Nothing but the Tea Party. That was an easy one.
And I also feel like, so one, I did not like Kenya at the Tea Party. I thought it was weird. But also the fact that Kenya wanted to play this rumors game at a kid's party, to me was messy. So the rumors that they brought up was Kenya sucking dick in the locker room, the archive not having any content, you know, Kenya driving Lisa's Rolls Royce. Kenya driving Lisa Ray's car. I don't know which car it was. Marlo having used Rolls Royce and someone not paying their assistance. And I feel like Kenya probably put out the assistant thing to cause drama. I feel like Sheree wrote Candy sucked dick in locker room because she was pissed at Candy for spreading rumors. Mm-hmm. I really feel like that when she said in her confession how, you know, Candy sucked dick all over, so why is it a big deal? I felt like she didn't think Candy would be upset, and because Candy was mad, she won't say shit. I don't see anybody else putting that, so you know that was what it was. And I also didn't see Drew putting the rumor out about Sheree because to me, Drew wouldn't want to do it in that way. She would have wanted to have her moment, and I feel like Kenya would want it to be a fight between Drew and Sheree because she said, "How is you ready?" So I feel like Kenya and Sheree kind of concocted this whole let's make it messy thing. And with Sheree versus Drew, they was on social media going back and forth. It was kind of crazy.
Oh my god,
I was like, Lord Jesus, it was tiring. And even though Sheree had a point in saying that Candy told Kenya and told Marlo, so she's the one carrying bones, which is true, I still felt like when Drew told Candy, it didn't seem messy. But I think the fact that Drew did not go back and talk to Sheree is the issue. And Candy telling other folks is the issue. To me, Drew isn't really the one that Sheree should be mad at. It also should be the fucking assistant, who we then find out told Sheree that supposedly Ralph is gay. So I'm like, why is all y'all fuss with each other? Get Anthony ass in here and go off on him because he's the one telling both of y'all shit about each other. So, I mean, it was a shade fest.
They don't want to get Anthony. It's Sheree. Let me say this. Sheree does not want to go to the source because she don't want the truth to come out because she keeps directing her anger at the wrong people. You keep getting mad at Candy. You keep getting mad at Drew. And it's like, yeah, maybe Candy shouldn't have went around talking about it. Maybe Drew should have came to you. But now that you got the information, why don't you just go straight to the source? Why don't you just go to the assistant? But Sheree killed me in one of her tweets whenever she said, Drew was talking about how she had more episodes than Sheree. Sheree said it was because she was still negotiating. She knows her worth. Meanwhile, she working overtime for pennies. Sheree, you've never lied. Drew is working overtime. And I know it ain't for the check that Sheree is getting. I know it's not. Just because I thought it was crazy that whenever she came on her first season, Drew, she was already selling her toxic ass relationship. Now you've come back for another season. You're still selling your toxic ass relationship. And now for 2, you're throwing yourself in the midst of, is Sheree paying her assistant or not? And the way that she brought it up at the tea party was messy. So, Drew, I just think you working way too hard. But I mean, whatever. And low key, I think that's why I like Kenya so much this season, because Kenya has reached a veteran status to where she don't have to work that hard. It really lets me know that maybe in the previous season she really was just stirring the damn pot.
Right?
Kenya.
Oh.
So now for this rumor of Ralph allegedly being gay, I don't know if it's true or not, but I honestly would not be surprised, because this man acts like he hates his wife for one, and I think Drew's reaction is what made me question it. Whenever they said it, I was kind of just like, whatever. But whenever Drew reacted to it, the first thing she said was, "This is not the time or place to discuss this," which made me wonder, Rich, has somebody else said that to you before? Like, what do you mean? Instead of saying, no, that's not true, she says, this is not the time or place to discuss if her husband is gay. Well, when is it a time or place? So I don't know. I just think that was interesting. Tea party was fun. I was not mad at Kenya for bringing up the tea at the party because the kids were in a whole different area. But yeah, this was it was a good filler. It was like a mid filler episode.
I also enjoyed the episode. I do. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know why y'all keep showing up late to Kenya parties, because she gonna remind you and activate the shit out of us the whole night. Y'all came late, so Candy, we have to let this go, Candy, because you guys were late, girl. That is not why. That is not why. They need to move on, because Sheree isn't going to admit it, because Sheree may be a bone carrier, but when it comes to protecting herself, she will hide that bone in the backyard and sit on top of the spot that it is buried in. So for me, I just kind of feel like they were doing the same thing, but everybody doesn't like Drew, so they're only looking at it from Drew's standpoint, like from Sheree's point of view. Oh, you talking bad about me to everybody, Candy? You going everybody talking about I don't pay my bills, girl? Please, this is Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you thought we wasn't gonna talk about you not paying that old messy ass assistant, bitch, you was wrong. We gonna talk about it, especially because you have a history of not paying people, which is why Chateau Sheree took 15 years. Come on. So I kind of feel like, bitch, you got a track record. Because you have a track record, we're going to bring it up, okay? And you not paying people has not harmed you. However, as Necey has said, if Drew is the bullshit of Drew's storyline is not that Ralph is an asshole, because I think Ralph is indeed an asshole. You don't pretend that type of shit. That's real. I think that it may be that he's, he's doing other things. He's doing other things.
Not the head nine.
He's doing other things.
I think she was triggered.
And yes, I think so. When she was like, just stop talking. That right there, that was her being out of control of herself and then trying to clean it up and act as if she has no idea what anybody's talking about. I don't know why you want to hold on to your assistant unless you know that what he's saying is true and you're not that upset about him saying it, because that's not the first time you've heard it. I don't know, Drew, but either way, I feel like Sheree, the assistant, says you did not pay him, and he was going to get that information out, whether it got there through Drew, Candy, or whoever, bitch, because he decided he was going to be here, like he decided he wanted to be on Basketball Wives that one time.
So, I feel like Drew I think Drew being mad with, because we know that lady. I think the lady kept saying shit, and what I thought was weird was Sheree kept trying to shush her friend. So I felt like Sheree didn't want folks to know, but she had also been gossiping about Drew based on what Anthony said. I feel like, you said what?
The friend was drunk. She was slurring her words and everything.
Yeah, I think that's why Drew got so upset. But I feel like Sheree not acknowledging you have been gossiping about Drew and her husband, because your friend should not know what the assistant said. So I feel like you mad when you're doing the same thing that Drew did.
Right.
That girl was Sheree's friend. The girl on the radio.
Yes. The woman who brought it up was like, the only reason why Sheree Sheree didn't even hire him because of the way he talked about you and your husband. And he said your husband was gay. And that's the reason why Sheree didn't hire him. And that's why
And
I
she's
was
like,
like,
no,
oh,
be
so we
quiet,
sitting
be
up here
quiet. Like,
acting like
oh,
everybody
shit.
messy but Sheree. And Sheree went and told. And then Marlo at the end was like, yeah, but Sheree didn't tell anybody. Yes, she did. And then she brought
So the
somebody who knew
stranger.
that information to the T.
Because technically, Drew told Candy, who was close friends with Sheree. So I feel like that's free game. Because we on the show, that's what we do. Everybody tells. Because my thing is, when Candy told Kenya, what did Kenya do? Went and told Sheree. When she told Marlo, what did Marlo do? So everybody went and told somebody else something, but Drew only told one person. Now Candy is the one who should be like, my fault for going around saying shit. But
Yeah,
Candy didn't say
really
shit.
was confused when
She
she
was like,
got
I
called
didn't
out.
get into this because you talked to
I
me.
was
know
trying
why?
to give you a chance to tell her.
Candy has said before, anything said on the show is fair game, and
It's fair
everybody
game.
fucking knows it. So don't be
But I
sitting up
think
here trying to be mad.
And I think that's why I don't get why Sheree is so pissed. And I'm like, it wasn't as if the rumor was something that we had not already heard before about Sheree. Like, that's not surprising that Sheree don't pay some damn body. We know that. And I think that's why she was so upset, because it's a truth. It ain't a lie. So you're spreading more truth about me currently that I still don't pay my bills. And I'm like, for her to say, well, and I also feel like what Anthony told Sheree means he was around enough to be cool with her to say that. So he was your fucking assistant. You didn't pay him. So, I'm like, you kind of told on yourself by saying he was gossiping to you the same we gossiped to Drew, because he's your assistant. So, and you just didn't pay him. It was on bullshit. But it was a good, the tea party was a good part of the episode. Now folks acting like, what's out of the season. I'm like, I don't mind, the season yet. I think it's cool to me, but I'm like, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the season at all. It's been cool.
It's enjoyable. Next up, we have a new show, okay, that we watched. Now we're going to see, okay, Love and Marriage DC, okay. This is out of Washington, D.C. It's from Carlos King, goes on. First episode in, we really did not get much besides the couples. And so I'm like, we couldn't really just discuss them because nothing, in my opinion, really happened. So, of course, we have Monique and Chris. We have friend of the show, Winter. We have Arena and Jami. And then over in the corner, we have Ashley and Quicksilver. I was a bit bored for episode 1, but I also feel like episode 1, they had to introduce people. So I don't think it was supposed to be like this, big shocking episode either. But what they did show us, like for the preview of the season, I like what's going on. Chris and Monique, I feel like they have these communication issues that will play out this season. We did see them fuss a little bit towards the end. I seen folks saying they did not know what Monique really wants from Chris. I think Monique was even saying in Potomac how Chris is not really there for her emotionally a little bit. He kind of feels like he pays bills and he's a specific kind of husband, but she wants more like emotion, communication from him. And I think they're just now probably diving into that. Winter, who had the first husband who cheated on her with Nanny, he had 2 kids on her. They divorced 5 years ago. She got remarried to some guy who was fucking 60, not the blue, left her and moved back home with parents. I'm like, I want to see what else she has going on, because that's a whole bunch to put out in one episode about you and you're a friend of the show. So I want to see what else she's going to give. And then
I think I'm going to like her.
Winter.
Yeah, I think she's going to give what Destiny's supposed to give on the show. She's actually giving the tea.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Arena and Jami have been married the longest.
It's gonna make the other people have to bring Necey out. That's the reason why she's there, is so she can force the other people. Because see, you already saw the other 2 girls, Arena and Ashley. They were judging Winter for her story. So that means that eventually Winter is going to call them out on the tea that people know about their marriages. So
because we didn't really get much about Arena and Jami, even Ashley and Quicksilver. Like Arena and Jami thing was, they've been married for 26 years. Their, one son who was 25 is at odds with the daddy. And I'm like, but what else do we have? And then with Ashley and Quicksilver, how she wants to be more than just his wife and the kid's mom. And she wants him to be home more. So, again, I felt like this episode was more of a introduction to the cast than an actual episode. But how do I feel about the first episode?
Ashley and Quick are supposed to be Tisha and Marceau. But I don't know if Quick is as close to a Marceau as, you know, what I'm assuming. I think Ashley is gonna be giving Tisha, but like a mean girl tease, like more direct. It's something about Ashley that I just cannot warm up to just yet. And Arena, I feel like it's supposed to be Kimmy. She's supposed to be the mature one, get the girls in line, come to me for advice, that type
I
of
can see
stuff.
that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. The scene with her son, that was a damn note. Like, I just have to keep saying that. He was down there buying an Altima. I mean, not Altima, whatever that was. Accurate. I don't know, whatever. He's 25 years old. I want to know more about that story because they kept making it seem like he was a little boy. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna like Winter. I said that. Okay, Monique and Chris. I'm nervous about seeing more into the lens of their relationship because I feel like I might not like Chris the longer I see him on the TV screen, and that's what I'm nervous about. I really do not want them to come on the show for me to dislike Chris. Like, for some reason, something is telling me that Chris is going to be the man on this show that's going to be most similar to Marceau. That's it.
I think okay, so I think my assessment of the situation was correct. If y'all were confused, let me go ahead and break it down for y'all. I think a lot of women who've been with a man for a long time or been, you know, especially with a man like Chris, where they're a doer, they get things done, they're accomplished, they're rich, they've done their job, they take care of their kids. So when it comes to the emotional and mental, they don't feel the need to dig any deeper because they're doing all of these other things. So they, you know, and plus y'all know how society doesn't require black men to do anything if they're at all impressive. They don't have to do any emotional work on themselves if they're in any way impressive in their lives. And Chris is extremely impressive as a man. Not only was he good in football, and you know, like he said, he was with the same team for 10 years, captain of that team several times. Like that shit is not, that's not a run-of-the-mill football career. And then he got out of it and invested so well that they are set up, you know what I'm saying? So they're not coming from money that can, you know, disappear in a moment's notice. You know what I'm saying? So I think because of that, he's not going to dig any deeper. And Monique is a real woman, a real person. So she's not going to be a trophy wife. She wants the passion. She wants the attraction. She wants the energy. And that requires him to do some more digging as far as who he is as a person and what he wants. And if he's not willing to dig any deeper, then they're not going to get any deeper in the relationship. And that's what it requires long term for it to stay. Like, that's why I thought it was funny. I was watching Roxanne video and she was like really caught up on the fact that Monique mentioned his mom and dad's marriage like it was a big deal. And I was like, I don't know why that was perceived like a big deal, because it's not shade. A lot of older couples turn into just friends. And there are some people that don't want that. There are some people that want to be banging their old ass husband until they can't bang their ass no more. They don't want to, you know, get to the we're living in separate beds, friendship portion of a marriage that it can get to. So I just kind of feel like that wasn't shade. I think that was just her saying that she wants something that a lot of young women want. They, you know, they want the passion until they can't have it no more, you know, until the nigga dead.
What about the other couples? Anything or no?
Oh, Ashley and oh boy, I agree with you, Necey. It's not connecting there. And Arena and Jami, oh, I feel like Jami gonna be something else when we really zero into it. The other one, the DJ too, especially the DJ, because I feel like both of them kind of talk to these women like they're stupid or something, like saying that the career that they have is a sacrifice for their family. That's bullshit. Y'all career is y'all shit. Y'all love y'all career. Y'all love what y'all do. So don't act like you being out all times of the night is this big sacrifice for your family so that they can no. That's something you want for you, and then you get to pay for a lot of things for your family that help you feel better about not being there all the time so you can chase your dreams. But y'all don't want your women to chase their dreams, because then that would require you to have to help in the household or with the kids in some capacity, and you don't really want to do that. Or You don't want her to really know what's going on out in the world, like you said, Tisha, Marceau. But the older couple, even though it might come off like it's Kimmy and Maurice gives me I was a hoe and I'm a reformed hoe. He gives me I might still be a hoe.
We'll have to wait to see for this season. But it was a good first episode. I hope, next one is more than just like introduction shit. Let's move on to our last show for love and marriage of the Huntsville with these people who we grow to love because, I'm saying, it's been, 4 seasons. So I feel like the episode be one thing.
Like, how is it? No, I'm sorry. I was just replying to a comment because it was shade. She could have made her point without using his family for each example. She didn't use her family for each example. His family. She used her family for one, and she used his family for the other. Like, I guess, child. I feel like y'all don't like Monique, and so anything she says, especially as it pertains to her husband, y'all gonna act like she is tripping out as if what she's talking about is not something that a lot of women in long-term relationships with their men go through. Like it's something that you go through. So but yeah, go ahead.
Everybody got their opinions. I'm gonna leave them people be. Love and marriage. I feel like so much happens on the show, but then so much more happens on social media. It's like so. It was just how hard it is to just keep up with the show, Twitter shit, IG shit, live shit. It's so much. But Destiny versus Stormy, the aftermath. You know what I'm saying? Kimmy and both Mel kept telling both ladies how like y'all don't have no real beef or whatever. So chill out. We got Mel versus Tisha. I think Mel versus Tisha was the biggest point of the episode because them fussing back and forth and Mel feeling like, well, Tisha was like, well, you knew Martell was cheating. You knew it. You stayed. You had a baby by him or whatever. So that's on that. Even bring up how everyone knew he was cheating, and so how they spoke on season 1 and told them don't talk about the cheating. Like it was all kind of fourth walls being broken in this damn episode.
It was.
And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? But I feel like the part of me, I just feel like people keep making two separate things one thing. I don't think Mel ever said that she did not know that Marcel had cheated before, but I still feel like he cheated and he told her he wasn't anymore, and she stayed and believed her husband. So I don't want to make it seem as if she knew. I don't think Mel knew for 5 years he was currently cheating on her. I think at some point she thought he had stopped, and he was just lying, and she just believed him. So I did not like Tisha making it seem as if that's on Mel. And then say he had a kid too, so that was weird to me. But Mel ended up leaving, saying "fuck, kiss my ass," because I guess after the bullshit. I believe Mel in saying how Tisha still holds some kind of resentment, so we can't be moving forward if she still feels some kind of way. I believe that as well. So I just think they should not be friends. But I'm like, honey, I don't really care. What do y'all think about these two fussing back and forth of it all?
I'm trying to remember the most aggravating parts. For me, I gotta pull up my damn notes from the other night because I do remember getting aggravated, but I was like, about what? Okay. Yes, here we go. So I was irritated that Tisha actually said that the only reason why she chimed in and said Mel wasn't a good friend was because Carlos asked her the question. I think that it was so many technicalities over if Tisha inserted herself versus if Carlos truly asked her. And I feel like Tisha inserted herself because she had a little bit of under her because she had been talking that shit with Destiny. She came on stage with the She was rolling her eyes, rolling her neck. So that's when Carlos was asking her, like, basically, what is this about? And that's when she had to answer the question. But he didn't directly ask her, do you think Mel's a good friend? Right. She had already inserted herself by her body language. So I'm like, what are you confused for about why she calling you a bitch? Like, neither one of them have been cool with each other throughout the years, but I definitely think Tisha crossed the line whenever she said you knew and still had a baby by him. I think it's a possibility that Mel did know for at least 3 to 5 years. And even if she did know whenever she had a baby by him, that's her fucking business because that's her husband. So I'm kind of just like, Tisha, why are you bringing this up? And the whole time I watched the argument, I was like, this is so funny that Tisha got all this energy behind her just because there's somebody who finally dislikes Mel as much as she does. But one thing that I do know is that this is not going to age well at all, because regardless of
Marcel get caught.
It's not, yeah, it's when. And that's exactly what it is. Because at this point, we might not have any concrete proof of what he's done, but Tisha's gonna be in a situation to where once she finds out, or if she's found out that he has cheated, she's gonna have to bear the burden of trying to protect herself from the embarrassment. This ain't gonna age well. So what I advise her to do is pipe down a little bit.
Because it's for sure too much.
So I feel like we've been having the same conversation around Tisha and Mel's relationship this entire time. So for me, Tisha has been comparing her relationship with Marceau to Mel's relationship with Martell. Back when she wanted advice on how to get Marceau to be more hands-on with the children like Martell was, and she was going to Mel for advice, she was comparing her marriage to theirs. When Martell came out with the cheating and all of that, and that became a fact in real life, I believe that it became, see, you thought your husband was the shit, but he really wasn't. And mine would never do that. I believe that that's the way Tisha was talking to Mel. Like, I would never do that. My marriage would never be like that. And that's exactly what she's saying now. She's basically telling Mel, you were stupid because you stayed and had a baby by him, even though you knew he was cheating, and my husband would never play me like that. Like, that's basically what Tisha has been screaming to Mel since season 1. And everybody act like they don't hear it. They act like they don't understand how we've gotten to this space. So now that we're here, season 4, and Tisha gets up out of her seat and yet again tells Mel that she was dumb for however she acted in her relationship. And then Mel responds once again with, bitch, but look at you, and all of the shit that's on the internet about your husband and his thick sludge of sperm that comes out of him. So, like, you know, what are you even talking about? See, this is what Tisha should have done. If Tisha wanted to, you know, feel away, kind of like, child, these Marceau shit ain't all over the place. You could have felt that way, but you could have kept that shit to your motherfucking self. And you felt like you needed to let Mel know that Marceau was better than Martell.
Yeah, ain't doing it.
And that's what she fucked up. At the end of the day, even if you do feel like that, you ain't supposed to make your friend feel like that, girl. And that's what she did. So ultimately, we still having the same argument over and over and over again with them. And I think the point of all of this is for Tisha to have to deal with the fact and look at herself and her situation. Meaning, how can you sit up here and tell Mel she's stupid when Marceau disrespects you in your face all the fucking time? Girl, your mama brings more tea to you about your husband than Melody ever had. Okay? Like, you, anytime something comes out, it's because you said something. Girl, what? And what la land are we living in where Mel is responsible for most of the tea that's out about Marceau? Girl,
it's Portia Keller comment for me.
What would it say?
Portia Keller comment.
Never throw a man out to cry because you think your husband is cheating. Never throw a man in another woman's face. They'll make you look stupid every time. Exactly. And that's how she played herself. Girl, that's what they said. They said it was thick. That's what they said. I don't know if it was true, because y'all know they be on here lying. They like to lie. But they said that he had some girls and he put his girls on notice because Tisha is starting to wisen up and do what Mel did, which is investigate the situation so she can actually get her evidence. And we'll see how it works out for her. But she, you know, she definitely needed a battery in her back to go at Mel the way she did. And I still stand behind the fact that I think Destiny came on the OohLadiesFirstPanel to clean up the fact that she was throwing chairs and kicking her shoes off and shit. And they still gave her an edit where we didn't see all of that. But when Stormy ran it back and said she kicked her shoes off and she, picked the chair up and all of this type, knocked the chair over, whatever the shit she did, everybody was, she was out of control of herself and Stormy was not. And it wasn't even that deep. Like, Stormy
getting hype. She got hype when Destiny stood up. That's what made Stormy change. I'm up to it.
Destiny jumped up first. She did. And then to me, the whole time, did y'all see the way Destiny was sitting there? She was sitting there shaking that leg, arms crossed. Okay, look on her face like she was pissed. And I think that she was pissed because Stormy was there as her replacement in her mind.
Yes.
Even
Yep.
though
I agree.
Stormy, yeah, like, and that's why I didn't like the fact that Martell referred to Stormy as another, one of Mel's little sidekicks that's going, a do girl. Because it's like, first of all, Stormy is a motherfucking millionaire of her own, $1 million corporation over there. That ain't no do me type bitch at the end of the day. Destiny is trying to get Madani off the ground. That's two different types of people that we're talking about here. I think Stormy is when two resources come together to be friends. And I think Destiny is jealous. I think Destiny thought that was going to be her and Mel. But something about Destiny, I think she gets in her own way. I think she's immature. I think she gets in her own way. And I believe that that's what we see when she's in conflict. And I think she just knows how to pretty it up. I think she knows how to act as if, I'm presenting it in a way. She knows how to answer the questions, but she's not answering them to the, to be truthful. She's answering them to not go off about it. So
I think there's a difference between there's a difference in Tiffany, Stormy, and Destiny. Because when Tiffany went to talk to Martell, I was very aggravated with how she was basically running to him to talk about Mel. But I feel like Tiffany is someone who wants to be a part of the clique. I feel like Destiny enjoyed being friends with Mel. I think Stormy can take it or leave it. I think her thing is, I don't really need to be here. But as she said in her live, she was like, who would turn down the chance to be on the show to promote their business? Like,
I had no idea who she was.
Right. So it makes more sense that she would. Right. So it makes more sense that she would. She's the one person I feel like isn't a let me be a yes girl for Mel. I don't see that in her. But I hated how Tiffany took to Martell information as if Martell had the right to know what Mel was doing. I feel like when someone tells you I've made boundaries with my ex-husband, for her to go and like break them boundaries or whatever and tell him that he did not know, I did not like. And even her thing and saying how, well, y'all should communicate better. It's Martell. And I don't like that anyone is allowing Martell to feel like he is the right one in any of this. He can make it seem as if Mel not talking to him is Mel's fault. No. She stopped talking to you because of what you did and how you kept doing. And she, all right, boundary. So that aggravated the fuck out of me. And then Wanda talking to Tisha, I didn't care because, she's going to do what she's going to do. What do you think about that whole thing with Lewis, Tiffany, and Martell?
Tiffany, you better pack her bags. You might want to pack your bags. Okay? Hell yeah. That was like, I get what Marcel was trying to prove by saying that Mel needed to do girls. I think he's taking advantage of the fact that Mel values loyalty and she be cutting people off real quick. And he's telling Tiffany, well, you're going to get cut off next because you're talking to me. No. Tiffany going to get cut off because she's discussing shit she ain't got no business discussing.
Right.
Okay? If you feel that way, that's what you need to discuss with Mel. Don't discuss nothing with Mel about Martell. She don't want nothing to do with that man. This woman is going by Melody Cherie. Okay? So,
that hope.
Yeah, that's why she's going to get cut off. And this is what I want people to notice right now. Because I know once Tiffany and Mel do get into it, people are going to say that she has a new do girl, which is Stormy. But I want everybody to remember this moment right here when she was going and talking about Mel to Marcel.
Messy.
Martell.
Oh.
I didn't like the way Martell used this shit. I didn't like the way he was like, see how she do? And that's another thing. I think what we're neglecting is the shit that we don't know. So I believe Martell did something because if y'all paid attention, them last the first season, second season, even some of the third season, Mel never was asking for anybody to stop talking to Martell.
She wasn't.
She was not asking for people to stop talking. She wasn't asking for Destiny to not be cool with Tisha. None of that happened until the reunion show situation. And I think that Martell happened behind the scenes. So I think she feels like if y'all still cool with Martell after what he did, whatever that might have been, I'm not really fucking with y'all, because how could you be cool with him after what he did? So I think that she probably feels like that about a lot of this, which she's entitled to feel. And also, when it comes to Tisha, I feel like it really wasn't until the reunion show that Mel was just kind of like, okay, so we're going to keep going back to I tried to destroy your marriage. So I guess there ain't really shit I could do to make this better. And I feel like we all know that that's what Tisha does, because Tisha did the same thing with Kimmy. Every time that they would get past it, she would bring the same shit up all over again. Act like, but you still didn't do that. You didn't text me. And then Kimmy would be like, but I called you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she would just try to keep finding reasons to have an issue.
Back to the same thing.
Yeah, so she could be in a victim role. And I think she does the same thing with Marceau, which is why Marceau doesn't care about her feelings at this point, because he probably feels like she'll play up the victimhood to get what she wants out of situations. Because y'all know Tisha's more manipulative than she leads on, basically.
Well, yeah, she has her whole moments. So Mel was on the nightcap with Carlos King, honey. He asked some questions around here that we wanted to know. Well, it was Mel, and also Monique was on the show. Now, he asked Mel about the comment that Maurice made, how she is the center of all the drama. And I liked her response and saying that he is the least relevant person on the show, so that comes from him. It's kind of crazy. I hated how Maurice tried to make it seem as if, well, Martell can come around because he's the one not beefing with anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's Mel who's the real issue. I felt like you on bullshit. I don't get why y'all act like y'all don't know why Mel does not see it. That's her fucking ex-husband who put her through hell. Like, I don't get why that's even a question as to why they have issues. And even the fact that she's not kind of cool with Destiny and Tisha is because of what they like. It's what people did that she's like, you know what, I'm good. So I kind of hate Maurice. What do y'all think about Maurice? Is he an asshole? Yes, he's an asshole.
I thought what Mel said was funny. I think Maurice, I'm not surprised by him saying that Mel was the drama. I think that was just one of the few times that we actually caught him saying what was on his mind. That's pretty much it.
I'm trying to understand how Mel was the drama when it was your brother that put that picture out. And then it was Martell who commented under the picture and confirmed that his side chick was there. That let us know that the trip was a side chick trip. And then Aragon got on Tasha K's live and said, in fact, it was a side chick trip. Mel had nothing to do with any of that. So I'm really trying to understand how Mel is the common denominator and she's the problem. Where the main issue, you over there cooking breakfast and packing bags for trips and shit. And so your wife can get over with Martell. And your brother did. So I think that it's just funny that we just always go back to blaming Mel for every fucking thing.
I get what he's saying, though. Whenever he says, I don't think Mel is the drama. I think he was trying to make Kimmy think from a different viewpoint. I think he was trying to say more people have beef with Mel. Basically, Tisha, Destiny, Martell. So he's saying it'd be easier to eliminate her than to eliminate the person who don't have beef with everybody. But like you said, another thing on the show, Kimmy. I'm like, Kimmy keeps referencing how Martell brings drama with him without actually referencing what it is you want to talk about. You want to protect yourself and your husband from any unlashing that Coleslaw and Martell may have, because you know that they probably have more tea on your husband than that picture that we got. So I'm just let's just call a thing a thing.
I'm glad you said that, because that reminded me. That's what I think Maurice and Marceau are doing. I think that everybody's protecting their secrets that Martell knows. So Maurice is telling Kimmy, no. If we don't want him to put more of my tea out there, if we don't want him to cause more issue, we need to invite him so he can come and tape and he can make him some money so we can lull him into
with nobody else.
Yeah, and that's why he filmed in that fucking suit. You know, with Tiffany and Louis all weird, like with Louis with that smile on his face, you could tell he just trying to be quiet. And then the way Martell told, he was like, I'm having this trip and I want you to go. Almost like he wanted Tiffany to think that there was a possibility that she was going to be invited, but that he wanted her to know that she wasn't, like immaturely trying to make her feel bad almost. Like, was it just me that caught that when he did that?
I just ignore Markel at the time, and I'd be like, I don't
Yeah.
care about his antics. I'd be like, he can,
It's
suck
just
a
mad
whole penis.
immature. That's what I mean to say. Like, it's just mad immature. And I'm like, Tiffany, that's what you get for trying to see Martell's side of anything. He's still gonna try to play you because Martell is a Kevin Samuels follower. Like, he views now, because he's lost Mel, he now can admit how he views women. Before, he had to lie about how he viewed women because he was using a woman in order to gain everything he had. But now that he doesn't have her anymore, he can be honest about how he truly feels, which is he's resentful and he's jealous and he's a fucking hater. Like
He's
I've been
always
saying
on
since season 1.
bullshit. Now on the nightcap, Carlos also asked, Mel about Wanda on the street, and Wanda was talking about, you can't get mad if a hoe call you a bitch, had that bitch call you the head bitch in charge, which I was weirded out about that. And when Monique brought up how would she have a man, like, is she married? And then Mel kind of, in my opinion, dropped the whole shocker and saying, well, first of all, Wanda, baby daddy will be in my DM. And then Carlos King had this reaction to that statement.
Wanda's baby's father be in your DMs. How old is this man?
I don't know. Ask Tisha, is her daddy.
Wanda's baby's father be in your DMs. How old is this man?
I don't know. Ask Tisha, is her daddy.
I feel like, one, why is
This is the petty I like.
I was when Mel, because Mel live she did after the stuff aired, and she brought up how people keep coming at me and now I get all the smoke. Like, they want me to sit back and not say shit. And when I respond, they make it seem as if I'm wrong for responding. Even her bringing up how the whole amount of money she gave Destiny, how folks feel like she wrong for bringing it up. When her point was, Destiny been doing interviews like doing all these interviews, and she's basically speaking negatively on Mel. And so you can't get mad if you call me a bad friend. I didn't bring up a way that I was not a bad friend, because what bad friend gives you $6,000 for your bills? Like, bad friends don't do that. And I look.
When we interviewed her, when we were talking to her about that and her friendship with Mel, that was probably the only time that we didn't believe nothing that she was saying, because it didn't make sense.
That was the only time.
It was like, okay.
That part didn't make sense.
It's weird that people. It's weird to me that I get when the friendship breaks up. Okay, I'm now not a good friend. I get that, because we're not. I don't do much now. I get that, but it do feel like she was saying while they were friends, she wasn't a good friend. I like that Mel point was, how was I not when I've done this, and this without you asking me? I sent you $5,000, and not only that, I've done that for other friends too, because you don't have to ask me for help. I just help you. So I do feel like Belle's response, her shady response to Destiny's shady interviews, it was valid. Like, she wasn't being extra. She wasn't bringing up something to throw it in her face. Her point was, don't call me out when it's a lie.
It's the same thing for Tisha. Like, Tisha had to say that she felt like Mel wasn't a good friend. It was like, bitch, where did that even come from? If we think about the chain of events of the season, everybody went to Vegas, everybody had a good time, the shit was over. We come back for the reunion show, and now Tisha is sitting up there like, yeah, because Mel just wasn't a good friend. That was out of nowhere. Y'all had a whole conversation. Y'all were not beefing at all at that time. It came out of nowhere.
The switch was the fact that Tisha finally found somebody. Tisha was pretending that she was over all that shit, but as soon as Tisha found somebody who had mutual feelings of hate or dislike for Mel, that's when it turned back on. It was like, okay, I was pretending for so long because I thought I was the only one who didn't like her, but now that I got somebody to back up some smoke, I'm gonna come to this reunion back on the same old shit I used to be on.
I'm just here for the shade of it all.
Oh yeah, this was shady as fuck.
It was.
I can't wait for the next episode.
Yeah, me either. I was about to say that I understand like how because people always say that, if you're gonna do something for somebody, don't, be throwing it in their face. And I'm like, well, don't say I'm a bad friend if you don't want me to bring up what I've done for you, because you're lying. So now I have to correct you. You see what I'm saying? Because honestly, Mel never said anything before. Honestly, did Mel even say anything, or did Destiny say something first about that?
Destiny said that she said she did send me up money on PayPal, and how she sent her money back when she had to buy, I guess, whatever product that Mel had. So it was her kind of going from interview to interview saying little stuff that Mel did that made Mel respond and saying, so how am I a bad friend? If I sent you a PayPal, how am I a bad friend? If it was cool,
and
how
if
was
we
I a
had
bad
numerous conversations about you not having a village, and what else were you trying to get? Like numerous conversations. I just felt like I wasn't being heard. Ma'am, what? How do you feel like you weren't being heard when she was showing you that she was your village? To me, I almost feel like, you know how when everybody felt like Mel was being dismissive, I feel like Mel felt like, bitch, I am being your village. I'm helping you get a paycheck. I'm sending you money when you need it. I'm sitting on the phone listening to you complain when you need it. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking on you. What more do you want from me? So if you're going to sit in my face and tell me I'm not being your village, then that's going to piss me off. So I think that might have been what we was picking up on when we sensed that Mel was just like, oh, girl, you ain't got no village. Girl, it's going to work yourself out.
And I think that she didn't want to, I think she maybe did not want to bring up what she had been doing. Because she could have said,
because that would have been a good opportunity to say, girl,
I didn't pay your bills. What else you want me to do? So I do. And not only that, Mel has 4 kids. You have 1. And so I feel like even though you don't have as many people in Huntsville as Mel does, she still has more kids to tend to. So
that village conversation had nothing to do with village and everything to do with access. She felt her access dwindling at that point. So instead of saying what's happening to my access, it was just like, I need your support. Kind of like she told us in the interview, whenever she said it was 2 big things. Number 1, she said understand, and number 2, she said something that was not even what the actual argument was about. She said she wanted understanding from Mel and then something else. I don't remember. But yeah, that's what we saw. Access.
Well, honey, that's the whole show, y'all. Now, y'all know what y'all have to do now. Y'all have to go around here and follow all of us on our social medias. Y'all know we have our OohLadies First Twitter and IG page. You can email us at OohLadiesFirstPanel@gmail.com. Make sure to follow Bondy Blue at Bondy Blue, me at Jenny's Corner, Jami at Jami ThatsMe, and Necey Dixon at Necey Dixon. Now, we will not be on next week. Okay, we were taking a week off. And look, we don't never be off. Okay, so y'all can give us a week to chill out or whatever. I'm saying we'll be back the following week, but I think it's July, honey. June 2nd will be on Necey's channel. Okay, so make sure to come see us in 2 weeks. Okay, in 2 weeks on Necey Dixon's channel. But we hope you had a great time with us. Make sure to do the thing we all would like you to do. We'll just like the video. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Bye.